news, the Associated Press has released their top 25, and standing at number 1, the Texas Longhorns. They're followed by Penn State at number 2 and defending champion Ohio State. They're let down. It won't be 1-2, but 1-3 sounds good. Clemson is 4th, and Georgia rounds out the top 5. In other news, the UFC is moving to CBS and Paramount as Dana White announced that fans will no longer have to buy pay-per-view starting in 2026. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There we go. Gather around. We got a bunch to talk about. It's the Morning Huddle. Yep, he's not here. No Hoffman. I'm Rob Thompson. We'll carry on. We'd like to. There it is, the empty seat. Now, I tuned in for just a second there yesterday, Vic. As I heard my co-hosts and cohorts' voice slowly fading into obscurity, and I noticed sitting where I normally sit was Kitty Big Balls. He had me in his had him as sitting in my stead. I'm gonna get him. Oh, we have a broken camera. Is that? Oh, see, no, there we go. No, now zero in on the one, and now we've got a co-host for those that are on the YouTube feed. Big Balls will be sitting in today. Face the camera, Kitty. There we go. All right, sorry about that. That's how we stumble out. Hey, welcome onto the Morning Huddle. Feels like Monday to me in a lot of ways. This time yesterday, I was, very much asleep and still probably inebriated. But I was on the beach yesterday until about 4. I heard from AJ about 8 as I rolled into town that I would be alone today. But Vic's back. We're going to make it through. I look pretty good there. Let's see here. You getting my good sign? I shaved today, so that's what we do in Sports Talk Radio. Lots to get into, at least for me, because I've been kind of out of the bucket. Not a lot of movement on the Dallas Cowboys. We'll talk Micah Parsons. We will hear from a variety of folks getting their perspective. The most interesting one, and one I tend to agree with, is that I think Micah and Jerry generally don't really like each other right now. Jerry likes to talk about family, and this feels like very much like an internal family kerfuffle. We'll talk a lot about that. Certainly, AP top 25 is out. Texas, you ready for this? First time ever, AP number 1, the Longhorns. I heard it put best by one of the pundits yesterday before on the 4-letter, the NFL fantasy football mega blitz began. This is like the Jerry Lewis telethon. If they would have Jerry on and we'd have some kind of random Stardust front bar lounge act at 3 a.m., begging for just a few dollars. I'm down with the fantasy, but whatever this is gets a little annoying. But Texas, their target just got bigger. Are you ready for this? And we're going to talk about how they're going to get through it. I think one thing we did learn between the AP and the coaches polls is everybody's pretty much in agreement that Texas is the most talented team. And then it's everybody else, whether it's Penn State, Ohio State, whether you think Bama and their new quarterback, we'll tell you who that is, can make a difference. We'll look, see if Texas can. Of course, there's the arch questions, and Sark talked about that. We're going to hear from Sark today. Look around the NFL. Of course, I missed out on yesterday. Has Shedeur already been nominated for the Hall of Fame?
Already?
I think, I saw him play. Yeah. It looked Hall of Fame worthy to me. I think we should go ahead and nominate him.
That's only one game.
No, man, that's enough. In this day, all you need is one pass.
But he did thread the needle on one good pass.
No. We talked about this on Friday. No ill will towards Shedeur. I'm pretty dang impressed, but it was the first game in preseason against a bunch of yucks that looked a lot like him. So and I mean that in the most loving terms. We're talking about guys trying to make a team. Let's see what the rest of the guys look at. But if I was Dylan Gabriel, I would be very concerned today. We'll look at how and where and what's going on around the rest of the NFL. The injury bug is biting. L.A., Matt Stafford. When you say there's nothing to see here, when anybody says, you know what, whatever you think is going on, it's not, there's no worries. I don't care what the situation is. There is. So the distraction from McVay yesterday said, no, everything's good. And it might very well be, but I'll tell you what, anybody of Stafford's age that had an epidural shot and still can't practice, or at least tried and then woke up the next day and couldn't, there's some concern there for sure. And the Rams, NFC contender type team, this might be the first monkey wrench in the 25-26 season. What happens if Stafford can't start? And I'll tell you, watching Dak Prescott and quarterbacks over the years close up, as important as it is for all the rest of the team to get their reps and timing down, it's even more so for the quarterback. And, that goes without saying. But no matter how much of a veteran you are, no matter how many years you've been in the league, it still is a process to get to that perfection line that so many of us can't even imagine, but the pros get to. That with every passing snap that Stafford's not available, with every passing snap that he doesn't get reps with Devontae Adams, those are going to have to be made up in the regular season. It doesn't just happen instantly, and as good as those two are, it's going to slow the progress of what could be, it should be, a contending team in the NFC. I talked about it in our Sports Center today. The UFC and the Paramount purchase, this is freaking huge. Now, I hope this is the business model of the future. But Paramount has bought the UFC, and starting next year, for the small fee of $7.7 billion, Paramount and CBS will broadcast UFC fights with no longer required any kind of pay-per-view. All you got to do is have the streaming service, which, this could turn into a red zone price gouge, but I guess it's good news now. The more for the masses, I'll be the first to say I'm a late adopter to the UFC. I'm really haven't fully adopted it yet. I put it in it's above, and I know this isn't probably kind of controversial to some, but I put it barely above the X Games. I give it all I understand how good you have to be, but the transient natures of the stars is once that, the guys just don't hang around long enough for me to grab onto a star and look forward to their next fight, whatever that might be. But that being said, this opens it up to the masses, and I'm a late adopter. I've started to enjoy this. So talk about making it easier to how do I look? Am I there?
Yeah.
There we go.
Sorry, I'm just
No, I appreciate it. It's hard to make this look good. No, it looks good. For those of you on the YouTube feed, tell us how I look. Do I look good? I think that's my good side. Well, as best we can get. So, Vic, 7 days.
Yeah.
No, 6 days off.
Let's see.
10 days total.
Yeah, 10 total
10
days.
consecutive days of not doing radio. You know what? Honest to God, Vic, I don't think that in 25 years, I don't think I've ever gone that long.
Really?
Well, I've taken a week, but it's the week and that extra day.
Oh, yeah.
Which gives it even a better feel. I bet it felt like even longer. Because for both of us, it's Monday. So did you do anything extravagant? Is there anything?
No,
nothing to impart that.
I act unemployed for a week. That's it. Just sitting around watching everybody go to work and me just sitting at home doing nothing,
Did you get the itch at all?
Me.
Did you miss the? No, you didn't, liar.
No. I got on the computer a few times. With me, it's just mainly just music-wise, but that's about it, and paid bills on a computer. But I didn't listen to the radio at all, like nothing. I just
you didn't listen to us. You didn't.
No, I didn't listen to anything. Even when I went into HEB, I didn't have the radio on. I just disconnected. But
I guess that
it felt good.
No,
for a little bit.
You know what? When you do those kind of things, the staycation, the stay at home,
yeah,
I think it feels longer.
It does.
It feels like you had even more time away because vacations always feel like much faster when you're on them than when you're at home.
Oh yeah, when we went to the coast, before you knew it, it's like I had to go back to work. Now it was. I think by Wednesday I was already like kind of. Everything's just dragging out a little bit, and then.
Are you reinvigorated? Are you ready to attack this job like never before?
No.
No?
I'm just going to do
curious.
whatever it takes.
You know,
I was already trying to fix a computer this morning. So.
Oh, I know. Boy, we stumbled into it.
Yeah.
I was on the beach. You were doing absolutely nothing. You were going through your Misogi.
I was in my yard.
And yeah, you were in your yard. And we stumbled in this morning going, oh, goodness. Now, AJ, I heard a bit of AJ yesterday. He was losing his voice. I haven't actually talked to him. I don't know. I haven't actually talked to him because, you know, we had late checkout yesterday for those. You know, this weekend was my 33rd anniversary.
Oh,
so,
congratulations.
Yeah, it was on Friday. So,
nice.
Little quick getaway. We went to the beach. And I decided when on Monday morning, I got a text. Oh, no, it was Sunday night. I got a text from the people that like the rental agency.
Oh, okay.
The term escapes me. Doesn't matter. Said, hey, there's no one using your room next week. We're willing to. How about 20% off?
Oh, okay.
And I texted back and I said, well, how about can't take another day, but how about for a late checkout? I pay for the maid service because you know the maid.
Oh yeah,
they get it all done, and I'll just pay. I'll pay for the maid service if you'll let me stay till 4. And they were cool. So they said, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I hung out at the beach yesterday, and there is nothing better than the Monday after. Really, there's still a few people down on the beach, but 99% of the people I think are done. Everybody's back home. School started for a lot of people yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that there's still a lot of districts that haven't started or they will be starting this week. I know my wife in the private and parochial, at least the Archdiocese schools. My wife's school now is starting tomorrow. But for the most part, Saturday was a throwdown on the beach. Sunday was those that were hanging on and just arriving. Monday, man, there was nobody within, I don't know, 100 yards of us.
Yeah, that's how it was. Remember last year I went to the coast after school started.
Right.
And,
that's
when you go.
Well, it is. And I didn't expect that. I thought for the most part it would still be busy yesterday. But I'm glad we had the late checkup because I had the party days and then I had the just stare into the sun day yesterday. Kind of.
But it's good just to relax and disconnect for a little while.
Oh, man.
I mean, I needed it. It's been a minute.
Now, I still have water in my ear, so it's still kind of like I'm next to the ocean.
Well.
Do you have a wives' tale to get?
No, other than having another heat stroke. Jeez.
Well, just have it blast.
I know.
Just turn it into steam and blast it out.
It's weird.
So, was it hot here?
Yeah, it's pretty hot. It starts getting hot around like 9. I don't know. I try to work. I'm like old people now. I try to get everything done by 8 a.m. because forget about doing anything after that. No, that's it.
We are old a bit.
Yeah.
Old a bit.
But I can't take the heat like I used to.
Well, it's August.
But every August and from this time last year, I mean, I was out fishing, surf fishing for, I don't know, from 6, 7 in the morning till like 1 or 2 and in the heat and still in the heat and it was unbothered.
I got to be honest with you. You night fishermen?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how you do it. It must be fun as hell. I have never never jetty fished.
We'll fish overnight on a few piers actually. But on the surf, once it's sunset, we're out.
Right.
And we go to the lighted piers and then we'll fish till about 5 in the morning.
Yeah. I could I heard everybody getting back.
Yeah.
But I was still kind of
But it depends a few times. Once we catch our limit, we're done.
The dudes next to me, they had a pretty good haul. They were coming off with full ice chests. I didn't get a chance to see what it was, but you could tell they had cleaned a fair amount of fish. So whatever's running.
That's one thing I like about the piers now. They have a place to clean the fish like right on the piers. Before they didn't, and we had to find a place to clean.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I think I don't know if these cats were on the jetty. I assume they were, but they might have been on a boat. But whatever, they came back with what appeared to be 2 full ice chests of
nice.
Whatever. I didn't get a chance to really dig into it, but I asked them how it went, and they were all they were in all pretty good mood.
Oh yeah, I bet they were.
Have you ever gone out on that Wharf Cat or Scat Cat? You ever done one of those day trips out of Port A?
No, I've done it. I think I've done the Wharf Cat, maybe Scat Cat actually. 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And a 12-hour trip, and
those 2 boats have been going since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something to be. I hope they're different boats. That they just
Scat Cat and Wharf Cat, I believe.
I guess you don't name another boat the same name, right? So those two
No.
boats been going. I've been on the Wharf Cat and the Scat. I'd say for 35 years
Yeah, that was
at least.
And get this, I got seasick not till like maybe 6 hours after we were out there. It was weird.
Literally
Yeah.
the worst day of my life. We went out one time. It was the winter, and once you get on these, the captain does not turn around.
Oh no, it doesn't
Once
matter.
you go out, you're
if
out
you're
for the
having a
duration.
heart attack, they're getting the Coast
Yeah,
Guard. They're not
the
turning
copter's
around.
coming to you. They are not coming back. Well, we went out in I'm not a seafarer. I don't have salty blood.
Right.
So when you see like the seas are, they grade them by the height of the wave. They'll go like it's 2 feet
Oh yeah.
or
yeah,
3 feet,
yeah.
4 feet.
3 feet swells.
No,
and stuff like
yeah.
that, yeah.
So I remember the guy said, "Well, it shouldn't be too bad today. It's 4 feet, but and it was kind of cold and windy, but it was, when you're down on the coast, doesn't matter the weather. You don't get. It's not like I'm going to be back tomorrow. So we decided to pay the fee and go out for this 12-hour. But when we went out, the captain of the smaller boat, are they both the same size? I felt like we were on a smaller one, but captain says, "Well, it's a little rough out in the sea, so we're going to go kind of in the bay and the inlets." So after about an hour of legitimately, you can't even stand. You got to hold it. You got to hold on.
Yeah.
We had people puking off the side. Now I get a
I
little.
can withstand it for a little while, but then I'll eventually.
I get a little
subdue.
queasy. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't vomit. I don't upchuck. I just get a little kind of like. Ugh.
Oh no, and when I do it, when I vomit all on the side,
Normally
it's loud.
This was bad. There's probably only about 20 people on the boat because it was like mid-November. I don't know why we were there in November, but it was kind of a cool breeze. It was not a warm day. So we're all kind of bundled up. And, we're out there for a minute. And like you said, after a while, even if you have a slight tolerance, people were getting sick.
Yep.
There's a guy on the boat that went up to the captain's office and said, "I'll give you $500 if we'll go back, if you can take us back in right now." The captain said, "No,
we can't.
we're out."
Yeah.
And the guy was like, 1,000. And then he came down to us and was like,
Anybody want to pitch?
"Anybody got a problem with going back in?" And all of us were kind of indifferent. The captain was like, "Nope. We do not turn this around. We are out for the duration. Now I'll go find some better water."
Yeah, but in the process of doing it,
Ooh.
good luck.
That was just about, I think that was the last time I'm ever going to go out on them. And
Yeah,
no
it
detriment to them. I've done it. And
I don't mind the boat.
I
but
don't enjoy that. I'm a cast fisherman. At least,
yeah.
if I'm not catching anything, at least I can mess around, play target practice with my lure.
Right.
So at least it
That's
keeps me
funny.
occupied. I don't have the patience to just stand
I'm very
there.
impatient. Yeah.
Well, like even with you grow up with the bobber, just to sit there and stare. I don't have that kind of patience. I just never have. It's ADHD. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But like going out on the Scat Cat or whatever and just dropping my line over the side and just
Waiting.
hoping
Mhm.
that's not.
Well, they normally try to go where the fish are because they have fish finders and everything.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's not like
On
I've
the-
never caught anything.
On the pier, it's different. On
But-
the pier, it's like if they happen to swim by, then you catch something.
Yeah, and maybe you can see them, and if you get tired, you can reel it
Polarized
up and-
glasses is the key.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You have to be. I learned that as a boat captain.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go fishing, I think, until maybe November with my dad. We always go in November or December.
Maybe that's why we went in November.
Yeah.
But it
That's
wasn't like
when we
there
get the
wasn't-
flounders in plentiful down there.
Other thing that always astounds me about the coast, and it's like no other place, and I've been to beaches all over the world, is when you're driving through the bay and you see some dude half a mile out standing with the water's just to his waist. You're like,
Nope.
No, it's an amazing, but you
Yeah.
wonder
Nah,
what's swimming around his feet, man.
Oh no, there could be a shark there.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Or a
saying.
nice big old stingray.
You're right, and it's not like there's a boat next to him. This dude is just like a half a mile. He's waded all the way out there. You know those guys that have the you're like it looks like overalls and an inner tube.
Yeah, the waiters.
And this guy was standing. The inner tube wasn't even touching the water. He was in such shallow water, and he was way like a quarter of a mile out there.
That's funny.
I wonder if somebody like dropped him off, like, "Well, hey, just stand here. We'll be back."
Oh yeah. Nah, he waited out there.
I'd be afraid a boat might hit me.
Yeah. They do a lot of wade fishing in, what is that? Baffin Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baffin Bay is I did wade fishing there before, but we didn't go too far out because we didn't need to. You know, all the trout were kind of where they were, and we were lucky that we didn't have to go out there. But we caught our limit in about an hour, and that's it.
It must have been good this weekend, at least judging by the dudes next to us. Hey, all right, coming back, let's talk some football. The AP Top 25 is out. I'm already late, so I'm right on time. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys are back home from training camp for their second preseason game, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. They just cleared that road work at 1604 eastbound Northwest Military Highway on over to Bitters. That is reopened. 1604 westbound I-10 to 281 right now, about a 20-minute commute. Should take you about 10, 12 minutes along 1604 northbound I-10 to 35. 281 southbound Bastion down to 35, no delays. And 35 northbound Loop 410 to 1604, about 5-6 minutes. Kids are back in school, so please slow down in and around those school zones. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, after a so-so start to the preseason, what are the Cowboys doing to make things better?
We'll talk about that with Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. She'll join us at 5:15.
Any movement at all with Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones?
It's like talking Mayor Jones and Project Marvel.
Ouch.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff.
Now we can chill, Mom.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Huddle up! Or -1. AJ Hoffman on the day-to-day. Then again, aren't we all? Day-to-day and black tie optional. I think that applies to all of us every day of our life. I chose not to wear black tie today. If you want to see exactly what I have on. I like to think I'm deeply, darkly tan, Vic. I'm almost ice-worthy of contention. Any darker, they might question my status.
I just get dark, yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was questioning on the way back.
I'm actually proud of myself I didn't get sunburnt.
I don't get sunburned.
I normally don't, but coast time, you have to. It's like dog years in the sun when you're on the beach. It's just 7 times faster. So I have a pool, so it's not like I'm not in the sun a lot. But it seems like when I go down to the beach, inevitably some weird part of my body gets burnt, like the area right around my waistband of my Jonas. Where it's awful, or I'll get sun on some kind of weird part of my body that doesn't normally get it, and it's sunburnt, like one square, or like one year. I didn't put any suntan lotion on my feet.
Okay.
I did that about 20 years ago. That's a hard lesson learned. Ooh. And that's one of those things that you will literally never have happen to you twice.
Yeah, that burns.
I dipped my feet in a bucket of suntan lotion. I couldn't wear shoes for like a week. It was awful, but I managed to get my way through it. I have a friend every summer, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he went through a cancer scare about 10 years ago. And when he got well, he decided he was going to kind of attack life in a way that, he thought he was going to die. And he came back, and he was now alive, and he wasn't going to let another day slip out. And God bless him. He adopted this. Have you ever heard of what a Misogi is?
No, what is that?
A Misogi is like a Japanese purification ritual. It was like a Shinto part of their religion. They would go through and purify their body and soul doing something challenging. Well, in the modern day, the idea of a Misogi is to expand your life. Pick something that pushes the boundaries, does so that it's intentionally hard. Now, this friend of mine, that's just something that you have to put mind, body, and soul, and you have to have your family involved. It's this ritualizing cleansing. And this year, his Misogi, and he's done it before, was to walk across Iceland.
What?
I'll say it again. He walked across Iceland with a guide.
How long is that?
It took him weeks. He just finished.
Jeez.
He walked. It took him forever, like 17 and a half days. It was across the glaciers. That
you won't catch Mexicans.
For anybody who's ever
that.
seen the movie, and I don't want to digress too far, but anybody who's ever seen the movie The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller, and there's a scene, if you go and find the movie, where he is longboarding down this highway in Iceland and the grandeur of the sceneries, this expansive mind kind of thing. He walked through that. But on the other side, you're supposed to be cleansed and ready to go. Well, the reason I bring this up is, and we're going to talk about it in a second, is the University of Texas is about to go through their Misogi. They're about to go through this intentionally hard thing that if they do get through, they border on the next generation. They could, as we see today, begin something a lot like we saw start in Alabama about 15, 20 years ago. We're going to talk about the AP Top 25. Texas sits atop the mountain part. Are they ready for their Misogi? We're going to talk about that next. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. They just cleared that road work at 1604 eastbound Northwest Military Highway on over to Bitters. That is reopened. 1604 westbound I-10 to 281 right now, about a 20-minute commute. Should take you about 10, 12 minutes along 1604 northbound I-10 to 35. 281 southbound Bastion down to 35, no delays. And 35 northbound Loop 410 to 1604, about 5-6 minutes. Kids are back in school, so please slow down in and around those school zones. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
Swapping out your tires?
There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
GimmeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. I hate games and scams. So when we had the idea to give away $25,000, I was very careful about the way it was orchestrated. Get the top of the market money and enter to be the lucky person to get $25,000. This is no joke. This is no game. This is very real. Just like GimmeTheVin.com.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Synergenics and Low T Center have been improving the quality of hundreds of thousands of men's lives with personalized care. Now women can enjoy the same life-changing, medically guided hormone therapy. Imagine how great you'll both feel. Visit FixMyLowT.com for more information.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
The right stuff.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s.
Call Right Home Services.
Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. 210-444.
Hello.
I didn't make it into medical school, Dad. I didn't have an A in all my subjects, so I can't get in.
What do you mean, all these years I supported you, all the money I poured into your education, you don't get all A's? What was your bad subject? Chemistry, physiology, what?
No, Dad, spelling.
Spelling?
Yeah.
What, was it some funny microorganisms you couldn't spell or what?
No, Kinetico.
Kinetico? You mean the water conditioner that uses no electricity? Are you kidding? Everybody knows how to spell Kinetico.
Not me.
Everybody knows Kinetico is the water conditioning company that revolutionized the water industry.
Sorry, Dad.
Everybody knows that Kinetico is spelled Kinetico.
I thought the instructor said Connecticut.
Oh, son, you should have remembered kinetic as in kinetic energy with an O on the end. Kinetico.
Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit.
ConnecticalSA.com.
Attention football fans! AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp.
Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportstar.com now.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Well, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Oh, wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Now, see, if I was my co-host, I'd be singing right now. But I don't inflict that kind of pain on you. Respect on the fix. We're going to fix this today. It's the Morning Huddle here on 94.1. A couple things we're going to get into at 7, and you don't want to miss 7. Because, see, at 7, we're about to uncork this mother scratcher. In my mind, it's Monday, so I'm going to act as if. But at 7 o'clock, we got to talk about Project Marvel. I've been down on the coast, drinking in the sand and surf, living the Jimmy Buffett, just float away, baby. And while I'm gone, what's going on, Mayor? Madam Mayor, am I addressing you correctly? I don't know what you're trying to measure. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what you're trying to extract, some sort of political capital that you want to invest later. But, baby, this train has left the station. We're going to talk about that at 7. Now, we left talking about the AP Top 25. And, even I am a long-time Texas football fan. I wasn't an Aggie till later in life. That wasn't where I started school. That's where I ended. So I became an Aggie, but I didn't grow up in it. So I might be a little bit different than a lot of other Aggies. I'm able to look at Texas for who they are and what they're capable of. I've never had a problem with that. And that doesn't mean I like it, but I don't look through everything that the Longhorns are in maroon-colored glasses. I don't have this deep-seated hatred that a lot of Aggies do. And I get it on both sides. It's what the rivalry's for. But I can see Texas for what they are. And I can see, I can read the wins. I can see what's happening. Now, as we get started, I do want to preface this by saying times are different now. This is not Nick Saban arriving at Alabama, much like Sark did, and taking a couple 3 years to get things moving, but suddenly you realize this team's 3 deep. There's 60 NFL players on this team right now. Of the 120 dudes running around, more than half are going to play in the league. That's what Alabama started looking like. And Texas is starting to look like that. Texas is looking from freshman to senior and fifth year, all that there's 35, 40 NFL players running around on this team. They're going to be that good. The talent is certainly going to be there. Number one, it was imminent. No one is surprised that Texas got number one. But times are different now. And what I expect this year, will it translate into next? We'll talk about that later. But what Sark has managed to do is ride this brand new wave into the glory that is Texas football. What I mean by that is their pro players are a little bit different than the Alabama pro players. I don't know if they're going to be ones and twos and threes. Instead of they might be, Texas is more like 3, 4s, and 5 rounds, third, fourth, and fifth rounds, which still, that's title worthy. They're still NFL players, but Bama was putting out, Georgia's putting out 8 dudes in the first round kind of stuff. Now, Texas isn't quite there, but they're still, that level of talent is there. And this year, better than ever, Texas, because they have shifted the balance of talent, they have created the SEC, and they've created by their presence, and OU's presence as well, a much more balanced conference. I mean, you can see the numbers all the way through the 25. What is it, 13 teams, I believe, from the SEC. But the SEC is wide open. It's as wide open as it has been in, I don't know, years. There's nobody close to Texas as far, I shouldn't say close to Texas. There's no separation between Texas and Alabama and LSU other than injuries and timing as we sit now. Texas sits at number 1. Penn State comes at number 2. And now, if you ever wondered what role TV money plays in football, and it's gargantuan. If TV money had the ultimate sway, Ohio State would have been number 2. Because the fact that they come in at number 3 and Penn State number 2, given that at 11 a.m. on week 1 of the college football season, we have Texas in Ohio, it certainly would have made for a better headline, 1 versus 2. We hardly ever get that. 1-3 is still pretty, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Preseason top 10 is throwing darts against a board. I mean, we can talk about playoffs and who's made it and who ended up not being there from AP top 25 and where they ended up for the rest of the show, and just to prove the fact that it is truly throwing darts on a board. But the usual suspects remain. We're going to talk about the top 25 beyond that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Where did Texas A&M land? The rest of the SEC, Big 12 with only 6, but there's 6 good ones. Then we got the peripheries, the Big 12 and the ACC. How do things round out? And who are the 2 that aren't in the Power 5? We'll talk about the rest of that. Oh, and don't forget, 7 o'clock, we are talking the Project Marvel. Micah still isn't a Dallas Cowboy either. Lots to get into. Hang around here. There won't be any fun unless you stay with us. It's the Morning Huddle. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I just spent several glorious days down on the beach. One of the best things in life is where we live. Head down, sit on the sand, and just enjoy the sunlight. And if you're self-conscious, you don't like the way you look outside of your clothes, man, that can be miserable, right? Besides, you get a giant tan or a giant burn. One of the great things about going to Dr. Torres is while, there is the general benefit of just feeling better from losing weight, there is the other side of that, just feeling more comfortable and confident in a bathing suit. You don't feel like everything's wobbling around all the time. Now, I'm certainly no athletic and a Greek god, but man, I look a lot better than I did a couple years ago. I'm not ashamed of how I look. Heck, I'm proud of the work I've done. Look, if you're not comfortable with how you look or how you feel in your own skin, you're not feeling good, you're overweight, and it's just, you don't see a way out. And, the idea of shots or pills to go through this just doesn't seem like something you could either afford to do or want to do. I want you to call Dr. Jacob Torres in the Institute for Functional Health. He and that group of great folks literally changed my life about 9 years ago. I walked in there weighing 300 pounds, sick and tired, putting on a bathing suit. Shoot, that's all I could do to just get up in the morning. I feel 100 times better than I did then. If you are sick and tired, like I just said, call this number. It's 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. The Institute for Functional Health could not be more aptly named. I am functionally far more healthy than I was just last year. Every day, every way, I feel like I'm getting better and better just following a program that I started so many years ago. I want that for you. If you're ready to lose weight, you don't want to go that old-fashioned way. You want to do it that way. Once you call Dr. Torres and the Institute for Functional Health, he'll change your life. And when he does, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Golf Classic is back, baby. Get the crew together. Guys, gals, the whole gang. And join us Monday, September 29th at Olympia Hills Golf Club for a laid-back day full of swings, laughs, and a little friendly trash talk. It's just $120 per player or $400 for a foursome. A steal for a day on a beautiful course with your buddies. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. But don't worry, this isn't a stuffy tournament. No blazers, no pressure, just cold drinks, good vibes, and unforgettable memories. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and sponsored by Flight by Yingling and PPL Motorhose. Then, once you've conquered the course, we'll keep the party rolling at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, where the drinks are cold, the food is hot, and the stories are even better. Get ready to tee off on the best Monday you'll have all year. Grab your spot now at sasportstar.com.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together, because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147, or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Sounds appropriate. We are the, I was going to say what's the best word for what I'm coming up with? We're not the resale shop of radio. We're the Salvation Army of radio shows.
Oh, yeah.
We're popping tags. It's vintage. It's the Morning Huddle. Hoffman in the hole today. He got this sniffles.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't
What happened
know.
while I was
I
gone?
think his underpants are a little tight. I think
Is that what it was?
I think his, yeah.
No, so he's got the sniffles.
He's got the sniffles. Poor boy got the sniffles and had to stay home. Poor boy.
Well, his job is talking.
Yeah, it is talking. And one of the first and one of the real prereqs is actually having a voice. You don't even really, and there's nothing worse. I hate listening to sick radio hosts either. It just makes you feel bad
just
too.
all course, like go home.
I'm just here today. Like I sound like Scott Farrell. Anybody ever heard Scott Farrell do radio?
That's grating, isn't it? Yeah. We were talking top 25. We're going to get into the mayoral and Project Marvel situation just after 7. Micah Parsons still ain't a Cowboy at 7:15. We'll hear from a myriad of folks from there. I talked about Texas getting ready. That'll be at 7:15. I talked about Texas heading through their Misogi, this purification ritual that will be the first couple of games of the season. But really, they have a one-day Misogi. The expansion, the intentionally hard. This was something they didn't have to do. Texas certainly didn't have to schedule Ohio State to play. They could have taken a route that, man, I'm a firm believer in. If you're in the SEC, you don't get too many off weeks, use them. But they decided to go the difficult route, as you kind of need to, knowing full well that over the years you are forgiven a first or second week loss, that you'll have 10 weeks to make up for it as long as you're shiny. The playoff is imminent. But this intentional Misogi, they've chosen, this is perfect. Ohio State bringing in a new quarterback, as is Texas. They're coming off a national champion, and we know how difficult it is to repeat if you're not a team in the South. The SEC is as wide open as I can remember. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just wide open. There's a lot of good teams, and 13, I think you could have argued that 16 teams from the SEC could have been in the top 25 easily. I don't think any of the non-conference Power Fives deserve any kind of credit there. I think we could have easily gone that deep. But given the pool is not shallow, but it ain't deep either. Given where Texas sits, and given what I saw happen 15 years ago, I think this purification ritual that is Ohio State, no matter what happens, well, at least on the other side, Arch is going to step out battle-tested, even though it's only 4 quarters. And we're going to know who they are. Now, sometimes these Misogis don't work out. Sometimes your soul is purified, but there's a loss extracted. But I don't think that's the end of the world. I think this chosen intentional difficulty will pay great dividends for Texas. It's hard for me to admit. This is a tough one. But Texas is truly on the precipice of something I do think is going to be worthy of a couple of years, that this isn't just a first-timer. That isn't just a first time. Just after 7, we're going to take a break here in a second. You know, there are very few things in the lifetime of a city that truly can change the course of a town, that truly just alters what a city was, and everything prior to that, they were something else, and then an event happens, and they're never the same. They become either greater or lesser. And San Antonio, a long time ago, had an opportunity and almost whiffed it, and it was the Alamo Dome. We almost fumbled the touchdown pass. We almost fumbled the ball. But we ended up building an arena in a place that it didn't need to be. But we built it. We almost fumbled. I mean, we were so close. Bumbling the ball. We had a ref's call, a last-second great call, and the city of San Antonio built a stadium. The train is leaving the station, Madam Mayor, if I said it correctly. What are you doing? Project Marvel next. It's the Morning Huddle. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
6 for 6, and the Aggies have the lead.
Your home for Aggies football. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry Injury Attorneys, available 24/7.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken.
Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff. Now we can chill, Mom.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know, our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Famous Footwear has the latest styles from all my favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. And with over 830 stores, Famous Footwear is always nearby with fit experts to make sure my new shoes fit my feet and Mom's budget. She says the prices are like really good, so you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Right now, buy one pair of shoes, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear store. Some exclusions apply.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your morning commute, keep in mind kids are back in school, so stay alert in those school zones. I-10 eastbound Loop 410 to 1604 right now, about a 5-7 minute ride. 7-8 minutes, 1604 eastbound Bandera Road on over to I-10, and a solid 20 minutes along 1604 westbound I-10 to 281. Your travel time along I-10 eastbound Loop 410 to 35, less than 5 minutes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In college football news, the Associated Press has released their top 25, and standing at number 1, the Texas Longhorns. They're followed by Penn State at number 2 and defending champion Ohio State. They're let down. It won't be 1-2, but 1-3 sounds good. Clemson is 4th, and Georgia rounds out the top 5. In other news, the UFC is moving to CBS and Paramount as Dana White announced that fans will no longer have to buy pay-per-view starting in 2026. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, gather round. Bunch to talk about. It's the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson, sitting alone. I got KBB beside me. He was sitting here yesterday. But my co-host, AJ Hoffman, out sick today. I hear tell he wasn't feeling good yesterday. On the other side of the double pane glass, that's Vic Brown.
I'm back.
Hey, you were back in the saddle again.
Yeah.
10 days of rest and recreation.
Yeah, of doing absolutely nothing.
Convalescent, as it were. Welcome back, Vic. We missed you. Yeah. It was a long week. Filled in adequately, admirably, okay. With by young Edward Hefner.
Good.
Wore him out. He had to take the day off.
I was going to say, he's not here today. He's normally here Tuesdays.
But I have to say, pulling into the parking lot in the blessed AM under what was a beautiful full moon this morning, seeing your car was a genuine delight.
Right.
Good to see you back, brother.
I was going to have my wife drop me off and then have you panic for a little bit.
Oh, dude.
And if he texts me, I wasn't going to answer.
See what happened yesterday is I'm coming in off the beach. I went down to White Cat Beach there. I didn't go to Port Aransas. I went to Corpus this time.
Okay.
And normally, I get a house down there, and and this time I got kind of like a condo, kind of like in a building. And it's been a minute since I've done that. Normally it's kind of a, get your own house.
Right.
This was nice. It was kind of a last minute thing. It was the closest I can get to the beach. I ended up driving anyway, so I guess it really didn't matter. But at least our balcony looked at the ocean in the evening. But, I spent a couple 4 days there. And as I was getting ready yesterday, my checkout was 11. The night before at like 8 o'clock, I got a text from the management company saying, hey, no one's staying in the condo this week. And if you'd like to stay, 20% off for another day or whatever it might have been. But I was going to, even though I could have, I didn't know that AJ was going to be sick or at least feigning illness. Because I know what's really going on. He had entertained 4 teenage boys for 5 days, and he tried to act tough. He tried to act tougher than he is, and they wore his ass out. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
But we'll talk about that.
That's funny.
The moment he can recover. But I played my cards, and I called him and said, no, I don't want to stay over. But I know you want me to check out 11, and I know the cleaning crew probably has a routine. How about I stay till 4, and I'll pay the cost of your cleaning fee to come back and just clean the apartment. And girl said, cool.
Oh, there
they
you go.
probably weren't going to clean it till 4 anyway. They probably would just put it last on the list. So I ended up staying late. So, we stay till 4 or whatever. I go back in, we shower, and we're driving back. So I got home and was relaxing in my own particular Willie idiom.
Okay.
And I get a text.
From?
AJ Hoffman.
Right.
He could have just sent me he could have just sent me a video of like a crying baby, and I would have known.
Oh yeah.
Just like a sick baby, and I would have said, "Oh, you're going to take the day," because you had to work alone yesterday, and he did.
Oh.
So I knew And then he goes, but, maybe I can drag my sick ass in tomorrow. That's what he said on the text.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You saw that one, right?
I didn't see it till like,
I knew you didn't see it because that was your bedtime. And that was right about mine. I was worn out from the sun, so I'm preparing for bed, but at least I saw it. So I knew as I laid my head back on my own pillow that I would be alone today. And I am. AJ, get better. We'll see you tomorrow. But I mean, Vic and I walked in today, look at each other like man, how you doing? I remember how to do this. It's been a few days.
I almost forgot. I forgot what to do when I got here. I was like, what do I do? Oh,
we almost forgot to do our sports center.
I know. And then my computer didn't work, and then the fan didn't turn on.
So
as what happened when I was gone?
I'll tell you what. Right now, Vic, there's dudes sitting in the drop-off line for school, and it's chaos. Right now, around this city, people are getting honked at. You're doing it wrong. You're going the wrong way. Kids upset.
They got a speeding ticket for the school zone.
You got the little old ladies in the uniform.
Don't forget, the school zones are on till 9.
And can I say, and though none of them are listening right now, to me, there's nothing sexier than a woman in uniform.
Oh, of course.
I love me a crossing guard. They're beautiful women. Keep doing your jobs, ladies. It's beautiful to see you. But this is all going on. You want to talk about chaos? We think we got it bad. I'm glad I'm not going through first day of school.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we had to get – my granddaughter started pre-K. So,
pre-K. That's the glorious day.
Oh, yeah. That's the – go to school at, 8 and then get off at 11 or something or 12. Yeah.
You drop – my wife was a pre-K kindergarten teacher for most, if not I'd say a majority of her teaching career. She's back as a counselor, whatever, but – in her teaching days, pre-K and kindergarten were that's what she did. Okay. And it's miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Kindergarten drop-off is that's a hard day for everybody involved. It's just a day full of tears, man, on both sides. And and it's often said, and it is, in fact, very true, my wife being the veteran, once you leave, your kids are all right. Once you leave, your kids are good. There's one or two that are going to be sad for a day or two, but for the most part, kids hang together, and, you're all in the same boat.
The good thing about my granddaughter is that she was in daycare, so she understood leaving like the classroom atmosphere.
Been socialized.
So she wanted to go. It wasn't, but then there were other kids that were just bawling, didn't want to leave, and take me home.
Well, there's some of them babies that have never been apart from their mama ever. Literally, it was the first time they've ever been dropped off anywhere unless it was a tia or granny or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I get it. Yeah. But trust me, over the years, I have learned from a vet who has been part of this that once you leave, they calm down. They're all right. You'll be all right, too. They'll be done soon. Mm-hmm. They'll be done at the end of the day. But I know it's chaos going on. Chaos like our city council offices last Thursday. I left town on Friday morning after what I saw Madam Mayor try to pull on Thursday afternoon.
So what's going on with that? So I wasn't in touch with it.
Just to give you some background, this is Project Marvel, and this Project Marvel has several different funding mechanisms, and it also has several different aspects. One of them is the building of the arena. One of them is the building of the hotel and all the other stuff around that. Okay. They're two different things, but they're all kind of meshed in together. And the way it's going to be paid for, certainly the bulk of it will fall on our citizens in one way or another, whether a citizen of Bexar County or citizen of the world who comes and stayed. A lot of it's going to be paid by those that really aren't going to gain a penny of it other than the prestige, I guess, of having a professional franchise. The Spurs, for the longest time, we just, as a city, as a citizen, we just wanted to know, expecting that we were going to pay a little bit, a fair amount, most, half, whatever that number was going to be. We just wanted to know what the Spurs were going to pay. And they came and they told us, look, we will pay up to $1 billion. We will cover cost overruns. They did some incendiary stuff for the community. They're going to invest some money in the community and some stuff that really doesn't add to the bottom line, but it helps other bottom lines, and it helps with the community relations. They're going to invest in the community. So we get an idea how much the Spurs are going to be in for, and it's going to be roughly $1 billion. And we know that the city was probably going to be involved with upwards to between $350 and $500 million that we will come up with, mostly from taxes on hotel rooms and ground leases and low-interest bonds, whatever the case may be. The city was going to be on the hook for it. And the developers later on would come up and build $1.4 billion worth of hotels and all this other stuff that all combined would be Project Marble. Well, over the last 30 days, we've had the numbers that the Spurs have offered us. We have an idea what the city's going to do. We have past history on how we funded the Alamo Dome. We had it all together. So we have this meeting on Thursday, and the mayor steps out and says, well, I don't really agree or want to trust the company that the Spurs, SS&E, the Spurs hired, that was going to do the economic impact statement. They're going to tell us if all things worked out. How much money are we going to make? How much is it going to cost? The strategic planning. And the company that was hired was a company called Stone Planning. The city didn't hire them. The Spurs did. And the mayor was kind of like, and I get some of the questions, that, this is the group that the Spurs hired. But the fact of the matter is, the numbers align. The numbers make sense. And our city manager, Eric Walsh, and his staff have done their due diligence. The idea of what needs to be done, the framework is 98% there. And on Thursday, our mayor tried to just, hey, let's stop the train. Hey, no, for some reason, I can't quite figure out what it is, I need to stop the process, and I want it to be clearer. Well, it's pretty damn clear. And right now, and I'll be the first to say, who on either side, whatever numbers we're talking about, Swiss cheese, man. I know what construction projects look like. You can't be 100% right. And the Spurs have already told us, look, we'll cover cost overruns. I'll be the first to admit that some of their financial predictions are a little rosy. $18.7 billion in financial impact, that's rosy. And it might. It's a lot of money. That might be a big old bite of apple that we won't see. But I also do understand that this isn't anything other. I'm not trying to make a profit here. I'm just trying to break even. I'm trying to get this thing built. I'm trying to build a house for the most important thing for San Antonio's reputation outside of our AAA bond rating, because we have such a great bond rating, we're going to get a good deal when we build this thing. The best thing we can do right now is carry on. Our mayor, for some reason, decided to slow things down that do not need to be slowed down. We need to get this thing passed on the ballot. That's what needs to happen. We got November the 4th. The mayor said, we got 30 days to mess. No, we don't. We have 6 council members that are ready to go. And thank goodness they stepped forward and said, let's do this. I don't understand why now. You got elected back in May. You had 30 days beforehand. I don't expect the numbers to be perfect because they can't be. But I do think that they look as good as they're going to look. And I feel comfortable with where we're going. And apart from just the very opportunity that the city of San Antonio now has in front of it. Because if this doesn't happen, if for some reason we stub our toe like we almost did 20 years ago. For those of you and young Madam Mayor, you weren't around. You didn't go through this. We almost lost them. We almost did. For those of you that remember, there's a couple of brothers. They're called the Maloof. Their names were the Maloofs. They came to San Antonio. They were here ready to write a check. I can't imagine what this city would be now if the Spurs weren't here. I can't imagine what kind of a flyover, tumbleweed town San Antonio would be if we didn't have the Spurs. We would be El Paso. I understand, and I'm willing to go through the nose to keep it this way. Because I know what could have been. And everybody who's sitting around sniping saying, let's look at the numbers again. Look, man, we've looked at the numbers. The numbers are good. You know, when we financed the Alamo Dome, we did the same thing, and we paid it off in 18 months. Now, that was $186 million. So let's just extrapolate and say $500 million. How about we pay for our share in about 6 years? And most of that will be paid by somebody else coming in and renting a car and floating your boat. Say it takes twice as long. 36 months, 3 years. Let's say it takes 3 times as long to pay it off. Let's go worst case. What are you doing, Madam Mayor? Am I saying it correctly? What are you doing? And I know you're in the wrong, because now we got and albeit he's a genius, I'll give him. Now I see T.J. Connolly coming out of the woodwork. Don't you have an election to rig, fool? Yeah, I called him out. This isn't little stuff now. This isn't Applewhite Reservoir. Yeah, some of y'all remember that too. This isn't that. This is the heart and soul of who our city believes itself to be. And it's not the Spurs, but the Spurs are representative of who we believe we are. The Spurs are a Rolex. The Spurs are a sign of success, that we are open for business and we have made it. Money follows us now. That's what the Spurs are. And you know what Project Marvel is? It's the diamonds on the bezel of the Rolex. A well-earned award for doing things right. That's the Spurs. Madam Mayor, you tried. Stop it. Train's left the station. Now, will the train arrive in Oxnard with Micah getting signed? Let's talk some Dallas Cowboys on the other side. Still no movement there. I'm starting to hear from those on the outside, and I can tell you from personal experience it's true. But these two don't really get along right now. We're going to talk about the Cowboys and what they need to do after we saw what they did against the Rams. Expectations of training camp and all that goes along next. Thanks for hanging around with us. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Did you wake up this morning and wipe yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water-softened shower? If you did, carry on about your day. You're doing things right. If you're like me and had a Connecticut forever, you can truly tell the difference when you're someplace else. You go down to the coast like I just did, and I got underneath the shower. Man, it's like getting sandblasted. I don't know what to talk about it. And that's relatively, I guess, good water. I don't know. I know it doesn't feel like a Connecticut. I know I didn't feel as clean as I did when I was in Connecticut, and I trusted the quality of that water. One thing about a Connecticut is I know every taste, every bit of sweet tea, every glass of cold water coming out of my reverse osmosis drinking station there on my sink is pure and perfect. And I know that everything coming out is what came through the filter. It's all perfect. I'm not dealing with clogged up refrigerator ice makers. I'm not dealing with powder on the bottom of my dog's drinking dish. I'm not dealing with that. My whites stay white and my water stays perfect. What are you waiting on? Now's the time to get a Connecticut. Because for the next 90 days, if you call 656 Pure, they'll come and put one in your home if you're already plumbed for without even a question. They want you to see what I'm talking about. At the end of those 90 days, there's money in your old water softener up to $400. And with approved credit, we call it WAC, there's 12 months, no interest at all. And finally, a little gift. I had to pay for this. You're going to get it free. It is a reverse osmosis drinking station on your sink. Trust me, no more water bottles for the rest of your life. It's all perfect right there. What are you waiting on? Get yourself a Connecticut. Hang with the best people you know. And I know when you do that, you're going to come on by and thank me later.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
Now we can chill, Mom.
Synergenics and Low T Center have been improving the quality of hundreds of thousands of men's lives with personalized care. Now women can enjoy the same life-changing, medically guided hormone therapy. Imagine how great you'll both feel. Visit FixMyLowT.com for more information.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Well, it continues. The drama. Well, that's not drama. This is just another day in Dallas Cowboys world.
Yeah.
Micah, the best player on the Cowboys, is not currently practicing. It's been 10 days since he asked for the trade. Cowboys are 24 days away, or 23, excuse me. 23 days from starting the season. No deal in sight. What's going to happen? You know, one of the things that I keep saying is it's going to happen. Jerry has a history. I don't think there's any doubt that it's going to happen. I think that's one of the problems right here, is because we know that at the end of the day, once Jerry has extracted every bit of juice out of this, after he has squeezed every bit of publicity, has said every possible thing, as the football world starts to pay attention elsewhere, as he did last year with Dak, an hour before kickoff of the regular season, Jerry is going to pay Micah, and Micah will be the highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the NFL. But to get there, he's going to have to walk through flames. One of the best things about going to training camp, one of the best things about hanging around the team for 8 days, to see these guys, just stand around and listen to them talk and see the body language and watch what's really going on, and just kind of talking to those that are involved either peripherally or closer, is kind of getting a sense of the team. And one of the things that we took away from training camp was that there's a general sense around the Cowboys that while Micah is an extraordinary football player, wasn't an extraordinary teammate. That he was certainly great on the field, but more times than not, well, I shouldn't say more times than not. Last year, on a couple of occasions, maybe more than a few, Micah might have been stat hunting. That on defense, instead of doing his job, whatever his responsibility was on, say, a particular play, that maybe Micah would have foregone that or did forego that to go get a tackle, go get a sack, instead of staying with his responsibility. Like Zimmer, the defensive coordinator last year, had a couple problems with him chasing stats. And the argument on the other side of that, having been around players that are really extraordinary, at least better than most of the guys that are around, is sometimes you allow players like that to go above and beyond, to see outside of your scheme and just go be great. And some of that, I think, can be attributed to Micah, where sometimes the scheme limits their skill. Like the scheme, I'm better than the scheme you're giving me, so I can do more than you expect. Let me go do that. And I get that argument, and I think Micah at times has been appropriately a superstar. Just, I don't care that if you were supposed to drop back in the flat and do something, I'm good enough to go make a play. And I would say, knowing what Micah's skill set is and the numbers that I've seen, for the most part, he's done things correctly. He has made the right decision. But off the field, that, when his guys were hanging out, he might have been in the other room just listening to music. The little things that create bonding amongst your teams. And from the guys that we talked to around the Cowboys over the last couple of years, Micah and Trayvon weren't necessarily those dudes that hung around the rest of the dudes, whatever the case may be. Now, how far that went in game, I don't question. The only thing I question about Micah is his ability to stay healthy late in the season. But other than that, I never really had a problem with what I saw on the field. But other players, either they did or it was certainly noticed. And that meeting that happened back in March that we will forever talk about as the handshake meeting was initially called by Jerry to talk to Micah about being a team leader. As D-Law is gone and the defense is under this transition, new DC and all the things that go along with it, and the money coming, you need to be not only the best player on my defense, but be the leader as well, both on the field and in the locker room. And I think Jerry wanted to see that. And as an owner, you're kind of trying to you might have needed to lean on that a couple of years ago. You're a little late to this party. You should have been grooming him for that, knowing that this was coming. But whether you should have done this before, and it's crazy to ask for it now, that's neither here nor there, other than we see what it did to Micah. Micah actually came back after March and, by every account, lived up to everything that Jerry asked him to do. He was leading workouts, first in there, playing ping pong with the boys, doing everything. And he thought that 4-month stretch was enough. That I did it. This is what you wanted. And it appears Jerry wants more. And that Micah got, well, for lack of a better term, and depending on what side of the fence you're on, Micah got butt hurt and said, well, no, I thought I did enough. And now if you're going to keep moving the line for what is expected of me, I don't want any part of this. And it feels like, as Jerry has said many times, that this is just kind of a family thing, that families have spats. Families go through it. But at the end of the day, we're still family. He's still got a star on his helmet. He's still a Cowboy, whether I pay him today, pay him tomorrow, or don't pay him at all. He's still a Cowboy this year and will make $26 million doing it. No matter what I do, so we're family, right? We're to the point now. We saw the defense on Saturday night. We saw they can't stop the run with first, second, third stringers. We know that there's a deficit without him. I just wonder what the turn's going to be. I wanted the Cowboys to get whooped defensively. I wanted the Jerry to have to come out with an excuse. They didn't get whooped, but it didn't look good. So we'll see next week. We'll see next week if they get whooped. They get run on, if the contract comes. But I believe it's going to happen before we've still got 3 weeks here. But I wonder what, other than the deadline that is the regular season, if that's going to be enough. Because I do think this family spats can get out of hand. And when I say I know it's going to get done, it might not get done for a year. And with every passing day, I think more and more likely that this spat's going to go deeper into the regular season. And I don't think that any negotiation will happen during the regular season. So if he's holding out, it might be a minute. Might be a minute. But in the end, Jerry's got the hand here, whether he signs him or not. And it's very hard to get past that whether Micah gets a contract or not, he has to be a Cowboy. He ain't going to hold out past 8. That's not in his best interest. He's going to suit up, and it's going to take him a couple weeks to get ready, and this defense looks like it should. just good enough to keep the Cowboys about 500. But this, as I get away and get a fresh perspective, Jerry's going to sign him. It's just going to be a long time, and it's not going to be easy. And I know I'm not adding anything new, but I don't think there's anything new to add. What did we see in the game? We're going to talk about that in about 15 minutes. What did the Cowboys do to impress you? What did you think of Joe Milton? Pretty impressive, huh? Everything we told you was the case. More Dallas Cowboys and NFL training camp in about 15 minutes, but coming back, the news that's floating around yesterday, we're going to get to the AP top 25. Texas sitting on top, and we're going to look further down. Where do you want to go next, Vic? What sounds like fun?
I don't know. I'm still in vacation mode.
I know, me too. And I know it's Tuesday, and boy, nothing feels more like a change in the altitude than having to wake up and take your kids to school. We'll talk some college football. We talked about Texas being number one. Let's look down the rest. Also, we've got some news regarding the top 100 players in the NFL. The number 3 quarterback in all of the world is just a second-year quarterback. We're going to get there in about 30 minutes. Hey, coming back, the college football world set on its ear as Texas is ranked number 1 overall. We'll look at the 25, where them Aggies sitting in the rest of the SEC and Big 12. It's almost here, college football. We're talking about it next. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning and heads up. Northeast side getting reports of an accident. Loop 410 eastbound before you get to Austin Highway. Only the left lane getting by, and that's what's caused your delays back to Harry Wurzbach about 45-50 minutes. Again, this crash is Loop 410 eastbound before Austin Highway. Start moving over to your left side. Only the left lane getting by. 281 northbound Bitters on the frontage road getting reports of an accident. Starting to slow down, 410 northbound from 151 to Bandera Road. 35 southbound, FM 1103 on down to 1604, also sluggish. And on 1604 eastbound Calabar to Bandera Road, noticing some delays. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is calling all golfers. The Fall Golf Classic is back. Mark your calendars for Monday, September 29th, and lock in your spot for one of the most fun golf events of the year at the Olympia Hills Golf Club. For just $120 per player, or $400 for a foursome, you'll get 18 holes of fun, friendly competition, and non-stop laps with your crew. But don't wait. Spots will sell out fast. And once they're gone, they're gone. This isn't your average uptight tournament. It's all about cutting loose, enjoying the day, and supporting a great cause. The Community Foundation of the Hill Country. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Charm Club, and sponsored by Fly by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. And when the final putt drops, the party's just getting started. Head over to the Break Room Bar on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. Cold drinks, great food, and the perfect finish to a perfect day. Don't get left out. Grab your crew, grab your clubs, and get ready for a Monday you won't forget. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
People always say, Ryan, why don't you take it easy? Relax a little bit. Well, that's what the Staples Easy button is for. Just press it for quality products, friendly experts, and services like print, travel, or shipping, because we can't do it all. All right, guys? Thanks, Staples. That was easy.
What we've been doing is pulling one of the people that sells a car every month and giving them a prize.
Give Me the VIN is giving away $25,000 in cash every month.
David Ling sold your car last
I sold a 2020 RX 350.
Yep. Yeah. Open that check up and tell me what it says.
$25,000.
$25,000. Give me that. David Ling of Claremont, California is the latest winner in GimmeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. $25,000. What am I getting for being here? No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GimmeTheVin.com. Sell us your car.
It's the last weekend of quarter horse racing season at Retama Park. And every Saturday night, cheer on the Wheatie Dogs as they race for big prizes. Enjoy terrace dining along with San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. With live music every Friday night. Nothing beats quarter horse racing when you get playpen rewards with every wager. This is the last weekend of quarter horse racing until next year. So don't miss live racing action at Retama Park. For all the details, visit retamapark.com. That's retamapark.com.
Hungry after the game? Hit up Tamalitos Restaurant, home of San Antonio's best weekly specials and legendary Taco Tuesdays. Fresh, loaded, and just $1. Tamalitos, local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road, right across Mission Baseball Stadium.
George gets justice.
Getting in a car crash isn't on your summer bucket list, but it can happen at any time. If the worst happens when you're headed out for your summer getaway, you need to get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George understands what it takes to fight for your maximum compensation and to get you back on track. When you get George, you don't pay unless they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
The right stuff. Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s.
Call Right Home Services.
Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. 210-444.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
If you have back-to-school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop, because Macy's has back-to-school styles from brands like Nike and Jordan, must-have denim from Levi's and Good American, and now Macy's has Abercrombie Kids too. It's all in one place, all at great prices. And here's another reason to come in. If you're already at Macy's and you saved so much, you could stop by the fragrance counter and pick up something for yourself too. The best back-to-school styles are here now at Macy's.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, after a so-so start to the preseason, what are the Cowboys doing to make things better?
We'll talk about that with Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. She'll join us at 5:15.
Any movement at all with Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones?
It's like talking Mayor Jones and Project Marvel.
Ouch.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle. Looking at the top 25, Longhorns are #1. Playing #3 to start the season off, 11 a.m. week 1. They're going to be an underdog in week 1. You know,
I didn't watch any preseason. I never do every year. I don't know why people do.
Well, but you've been talking about preseason football? I mean, NFL? Oh, man.
I was thinking about it like, I think I saw like a few plays, and you see how everybody's going to. It's not the real thing, so I don't. That's what.
Well, let's talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some. We were talking Texas,
Yeah.
but we didn't get into the Shador thing that happened on Saturday. I mean, that was the biggest news of the weekend, right? I wasn't around yesterday, so certainly the Cowboy game had its ramifications. But I think the thing that rippled most over the weekend was Shador Sanders and his success. And I wasn't. Never negative on Shador. I just felt like there was just a lot of work that needed to be done. He just didn't come from a pro style, had a phenomenal athlete to throw to.
Right.
Was under duress a lot of the time. He didn't have much of an offensive line, so there wasn't a lot he could do. But when he could, he looked all right. But I would have said project at its best. And the kid, to his credit, now granted it's against other kids, but he looked really solid. I think
He didn't fumble.
Well, he didn't fumble. I mean,
that's good enough.
He led the team. You know, sometimes it's not the completions because you never know, you know, in preseason if your receiver's running the right routes. But when he was running with ones,
right? Yeah.
Their ones looked as good or better than the other team's ones, and Shedeur looked solid. I think he's
what? Is he second in line now?
I would think so. I think he made a valid argument to be the number 2 or number 3. You know, I can't imagine them keeping 4, but the better Shedeur plays, and evidently Dylan Gabriel's played well enough when he's been healthy enough to play that, you know, he was probably considered going into the game the number 2. But the real wild card is Shedeur. If they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks, you think they'd keep 2 rookies? That would be a bold move. I don't think either one of those young quarterbacks would last on the practice squad. But I do think, at the very least, Shedeur guaranteed himself an NFL job next year, or this year, that he'll be on a roster no matter what. No matter how good Dylan Gabriel looks, no matter how good Flacco looks, no matter how good Little Hands looks, I think Shedeur guaranteed himself an NFL job this year. That he looked like a young NFL quarterback. Looked better than some of the other guys I saw. You know, one of the things that I'm a believer in, and you can't put your finger on it immediately, but over time, especially before the end of September, you know, there's teams that give out vibrations that, you know, there's nothing really overly good or overly bad has happened yet, but you just get the sense that one or the other is imminent just by hanging around them. Right. And I get the sense right now, if you talk about negative energy, like it hadn't happened yet, but there's a negative vibe. Miami has a negative vibe around them. There's something cooking down there that just doesn't feel right. This Tyreek Hill thing doesn't feel right. Mike McDaniel coming out and talking about he's just one day closer to death. You just feel like there's just a rain cloud over Miami. I don't know what bad's going to happen, but something bad's about to happen. And they might do it to themselves because they're forced to trade Tyreek Hill, or it might be another one of the many injuries, Tua getting conked on the head in the shower, something weird's going to happen. But you just feel like Miami's got this negative vibe around them. Like, I don't know what bad's going to happen, but it's going to be. And then the other side, you feel like Cleveland got a little sun on their face. that you know, a team like Cleveland who's had nothing but bad news and bad luck for 4 years, Shedeur steps out and you go, wait a minute. Maybe the tide is kind of turning. Maybe, now we're in a tough division and we got a long way to go, but at least we don't suck. And to me, that's kind of a positive vibe. I think there's some positive there. I think on the other side of the coin, the Rams look like, boy, there's some negative stuff. Feels like what's coming out of where are they? They're just north of L.A. Coming out of their training camp. This ain't good. And you can continue to act like there's nothing to see here, Sean McVay, but when your quarterback goes through what he went through last week, he had some sort of spinal injection. He finally works out, and the next day he spends all day in some kind of rehab trailer, unable to practice. I know there's still a month before they're playing, and it might not manifest itself immediately, but you're going to see, I can't imagine any way that Matt Stafford makes it through this season unscathed without missing time. A guy of his age dealing with lower back issues, they might get him fully healthy to start in September. Can he play? Can he continue to practice? This guy hadn't practiced at all season, all offseason. Hadn't suited up hardly. And expect him to come in and step in, even if he doesn't practice for the next couple of weeks, and gets a full bill of health. Perfect. Do you expect him to make it through 17 games? I feel like of the vibes that are floating around out there, the Rams have joined the Cowboys and Miami on the, this something just doesn't feel right kind of side of the ledger. It doesn't feel like things are clicking the same way. That it just, I don't know. Nothing too bad has happened yet, but you get the sense that when you throw negative out into the atmosphere, into the world, I don't know how to describe it. Your aura's not good. It just feels like bad news is about to happen for a couple of 3 teams. And Cleveland, for one of the few times that I can recall, has a little sun on their face. Another team that you go, do Did you see Tennessee and Cam Ward? Now, the numbers aren't going to blow you out, blow you away. But what I did see, I think Tennessee might have done the right thing. This guy looks like a quarterback. Looks like Drake May did last year. Looks like a guy that, yes, that's an NFL quarterback. I think we can work with this. So you look at Tennessee, there's a long way to go, but at least it looks like with a very small sample size, hey, man, we did the right thing. We're going to have a rookie quarterback, and they don't have much help floating around him. It's going to have to be him. And looked like a guy who could sling it. So maybe Tennessee's on one of those teams, a little sun on their face, feeling like things are going to turn up. We'll see where the Cowboys sit on Saturday. Don't forget you can catch the game live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. They're going to get busy when Jerry World as Baltimore comes to town. Dallas Cowboy football is always brought to you right here by AA Best Bail Bonds Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. It all starts Saturday at 5 o'clock as the Cowboys play host yet again. In about 30 minutes at 8:15, we'll talk about what we expect to see with the Cowboys, what we saw specifically from Joe Milton and that receiver crew, and are we happy with the running game? And are the Ravens going to be the match we expect them to be? We'll talk a lot about that. But coming back, I'm going to talk some basketball real quick. Let's talk some Project Marvel. I'm getting a lot of texts, a lot of feedback regarding where we are.
Somebody stirred up the beast.
I've got some sound from that we didn't play earlier from our mayor. It'll speak for itself. We're talking Project Marvel. This is not what we wanted, at least for those that are pro Spurs, pro good stuff, the good guys.
Okay.
We're wearing white hats, right, Vic?
That's right.
I mean,
we want this to happen.
We're on the side of right. Well, then again, I am a sports talk radio host. Let's talk about where Project Marvel sits today after the mayor tried to throw the kibosh on Thursday. More Spurs, more sports, more fun. This is the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Some of this is informed by two things that I heard quite a bit of on the trail, right? Which is one, San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the country. We need to start acting like it. One. Two, we need to address the persistent poverty in our community. I can't think of two better reasons to take a strategic pause on this until we have all of the data and can really lay out for our community the costs, the benefits of not only the potential new Spurs arena, but this overall endeavor. As we've talked about, this is a generational investment. We have an opportunity to use it to address our generational inequities, but we have to take advantage of that opportunity. And I think we do that best by doing our due diligence. Because, again, the people of San Antonio will not vote on whether or not they have a new Spurs arena. They are entrusting the city council to make sure that we do our due diligence in aspects of this.
You know what it sounds like?
What's that?
It sounds like you're talking to your wife and you got the okay to buy the truck. And then when it came time to buy the truck, she hits you with that. We need to reassess it. Yeah, even though I said okay, or I don't know,
exactly.
It's like, well, wait a minute.
But how much do you need?
Right. What do you need to make this happen?
And it's one of those. It's a valid concern. It's a valid one, and one of the things that we can work out as we go along is that we can assume certain things to be true. We can go ahead, whether
I get it.
Well, no, we can assume certain things to be true, but just on past action, and that doesn't mean it will, but that things will come to pass as you expect them. But we do know this: that an investment in a sports franchise is an extravagance. I will be the first to admit that if you're in a city like San Antonio, in a place where you have the wherewithal even to consider doing something like this, it's a luxury and an extravagance. And when the mayor says we have an ongoing poverty issue, absolutely we do. And I don't think anybody is discounting the fact that needs to be addressed, and some of this needs to be part of this Project Marvel. And the Spurs, knowing full well, have already offered to help in a variety of ways, maybe not enough to the mayor's form yet, but there's already promises about community investment that has nothing to do with the funding of the dome itself. If you want to get into the weeds, you can go read about it. They've already promised. Right. But you do get the sense that your wife did, or your husband, let you go buy the car. You went to the car dealer. You test drove the car. You looked at your finances. You knew what you had. You knew the loan you could get. You knew how you were going to finance
the interest rate.
You knew the interest rate. You knew that, it was probably a little bit more than you wanted to spend. But guess what? I got the money. I'm lucky that I've got the investment and the credit rating that allows me to go maybe overspend a little bit. But who knows? In 3 years, I do expect to be making more money. The economy's going to grow. Let's make the deal. And you call your significant other, go, no, wait a minute. I want to look one more time. Well, you know what? We only got a little bit of time. And the mayor, you're right. We're not voting in November whether we're going to build it. We're just voting in November how we're going to pay for it.
Right.
We're going to build this sucker.
Right. It's going to get
built. If we can pay for it. But you're not voting to say, okay, yes, we'll build it. No, what we're voting for in November is how we're going to pay for this thing, which is kind of the same thing but different. So we know what we expect, and now we did, to continue with the car dealer analogy, we did, as a city, go with the financing numbers and the cost benefits and all that they gave us, this rosy future of some $18 billion in profit and all this other kind of stuff, with the car dealer's numbers. Now, we did go with that. Now, we did research the numbers they gave us. Ask Eric Walsh, our city manager. The due diligence has been done. There is effectively an agreement that what the Spurs say things will cost and the money we'll make kind of jibes with what the city believes will cost and the money they'll make. We're close enough to make the deal. And as the mayor also said, this is a generational opportunity. This is one of those things that people in San Antonio, you get 2, maybe 3 opportunities in your life as a San Antonian to genuinely change the course of your city. And for those of us that are my age, it began in 1968. And nothing since 1968 has been as forward-thinking and as of the moment as this. And we look fondly back to 1968. When I bring up 68, for those of you that are new to
World's Fair?
That was our hemisphere. That's when we invited the world to our city and said, we are now amongst the upper echelon of cities. We are capable of doing the things that great cities can do. And a lot of that has to do with feeding the poor and paving the sidewalks and making sure we got drainage. Right. And that is an absolute necessity. I'm not saying take a penny away from it. What I am saying is, if you make this kind of investment, when you put this kind of money into your downtown, the return, the ROI should, if stewarded correctly, and that's a big if, but I have to err on the side of I expect that we will help in building the drain and creating the drainage and the flood protections and putting the sidewalks in and doing the infrastructure things that great cities do. But to do that, you have to take these kind of steps. And sometimes you got to take a leap of faith. You've got to expect, you know what? We did this before and we paid this thing off in 18 months. In fact, we began what is the norm. It worked. And we still have the dome. Good, bad, or indifferent, we still have it. And it plays host to the greatest sporting events this country has to offer, but one, the Super Bowl, but we've had everything else. And we'll continue to do so. We still have the Frost Center. The Bexar County is going to take care of that. They're going to upgrade it. And Joe Freeman's going to go along with that. And guess what? The county, those that live outside of 1604, are kicking in some money too. Your Spurs have offered up to $1 billion and have said, we will handle cost overruns, which is a big line item. Why now? You want a strategic pause? Let's do the deal. The moment you strategic pause, you know what my daddy always taught me? You know what the biggest enemy of great is? Or of good is? Great. The biggest enemy of something good is something great. If you keep holding out for something great, it's the biggest enemy of good. It's not going to be perfect. Their offer is Swiss cheese, so is ours. There are some uncertainties in this deal. I admit it. They're probably going to, not probably, there will definitely be cost overruns. Any project of this scope, the variables are extraordinary. But the city is primed. We are bouncing on the diving board. We're ready to do that half pike to get the 10, and you want a strategic pause to bounce one more time? Mayor, what are you doing? We've made it. We're at the finish line. We got a 7-5, dude. Let's keep them around. We got more to do. Hang around. It's the Morning Huddle.
KTFM Floresville, your home for the Super Bowl. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken's better in a Taco Bell taco or burrito or both. Try Taco Bell's new crispy chicken taco and or burrito today at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. Contact store for availability.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
You know that Synergenics and Low T Center have been changing hundreds of thousands of men's lives through hormone care. But did you know that they now can help women balance their hormones too? If your partner is experiencing fatigue, moodiness, or just feeling off, she might benefit from hormone therapy at Synergenics and Low T Center. Help her get back to her best self. And if you still haven't taken the T test, what are you waiting for? Get started today. Most major insurance accepted. Visit fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Hormones can affect everything: bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
It's Tuesday, and that means Taco Tuesday at Tamalitos. Fresh tacos, just $1. Today only. Bring your crew. Bring your appetite. Tamalitos is serving it up hot every Tuesday. Local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff. Now we can chill, Mom.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working this wreck at 410 eastbound before Austin Highway 10. 12-minute delay has you slow from Harry Wurzbach. That right lane blocked. 151 westbound west over Hills. We've got an accident that has you stop and go from Military. Slowing down along 410 northbound 151 on over to Bandera Road. 1604 eastbound Calabria to Bandera also rolling slowly. And on 90 eastbound 211 to 1604 about a 10-12-minute ride. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys are back home from training camp for their second preseason game, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. San Antonio Sports Center.
In college football news, the Associated Press has released their top 25, and standing at number 1, the Texas Longhorns. They're followed by Penn State at number 2 and defending champion Ohio State. They're let down. It won't be 1-2, but 1-3 sounds good. Clemson is 4th, and Georgia rounds out the top 5. In other news, the UFC is moving to CBS and Paramount as Dana White announced that fans will no longer have to buy pay-per-view starting in 2026. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Howdy, y'all! That's my good Aggie talking. Morning Huddle getting moving again at 8:01. I guess the whistle's going off. The bell is going off. For a lot of kids, back to school for a few. I know this week's the beginning. I know a lot went yesterday. I know a few starting today. It's a few tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the Archdiocese. I guess some more next Monday. But if you're just leaving the drop-off line, congratulations. Day 1 complete.
You made it.
One day closer to the end of school.
Got to do it all again at 3.
Do you?
It depends.
All right, I want to talk first. We're going to talk sports. Settle down. We're going to talk some Cowboys. The Project Marvel thing. You know, I'm angry but the good news is we have 6 council folks who stepped up and said no. Sorry, Madam Mayor. We're moving on. Eric Walsh, our city manager. I trust things are in hand. We need to move forward with this. Whatever your belief is, call your council person and let them know. But for the most part, I don't think we've been waylaid. It's not gloom and doom. We had 6 that stood tall, and we're moving forward. We're not done yet. It's not on the ballot officially, but we're not any further away than we were on Thursday. Let's do some housekeeping. We're getting really close to the golf tournament. It's August. We're playing in September. Our San Antonio Sports, it's on my brain, Fall Golf Classics coming in September the 29th. This is my regular plea to come play. Look, I tell everybody every year, we're selling out earlier and earlier. Last time in the spring, I think we sold out 2 weeks prior. So if we're going to follow what I do believe to be the trend, we're playing on September the 29th. Which tells me you got about a month to get yourself signed up. So how do you do that? Go to sasportstar.com. It is a blast. It's out at Olympia Hills. You're an individual? No worries. We'll find you another 3 to play. That's $100 if you got your foursome already together. Put it on the company card and come out and play with us. We're going to benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country, of course. No need for me to go any deeper into that. We need to help them, and we are happy to do so. Afterwards, we will celebrate our great day of golf and the finest cheaters that come in 35 under at the Break Room Bar over on Pat Booker Road. Remember, we're playing at Olympia Hills. This, again, is our 94.1 Sports Star Fall Golf Classic. I've never understood why it's a classic. I guess now that we've done it many times, it's become a classic. But when we started, we called it a classic. It's brought to you by the law office of Jesse Hernandez. He is the Texas Chonklin, sponsored by Flight by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. That, again, is just around the corner. Go to SA Sports Star to get yourself signed up post-haste. Today or this week, starting yesterday and next week, first day of school. If I had to say, remember your lunchbox. If you had to pick the lunchbox that you've never forgotten, and you get to take it to work or school today, which one was it?
My Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar. Did it have a thermos built in? Or
Yes, it did.
Did you use your thermos?
I used my thermos.
What did your mother put in your thermos?
Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Yeah.
Respect. Mine was, I made it a point, and I think it was for several years.
Mhm.
I was a Scooby-Doo one. I had Scooby-Doo several years in a row.
Yeah,
Probably up until I stopped carrying a lunchbox.
I did have a Dallas Cowboys lunchbox.
yeah.
I think in this was what 79, 80.
Were you of the age of the Trapper Keeper?
Yes.
See,
I had numerous.
See, the Trapper Keeper was the iPad of its day.
Yes, it was.
For those of you who don't even know what a Trapper Keeper is, I'm sorry. You'll never know.
You'll
the
never
glory
know,
that
yeah.
was the Trapper Keeper. But it had a pocket and a place for everything.
Yes, it did.
It was the coolest thing that had been invented since the backpack. I'm of an age, when I started school, we didn't even have that. Did you have backpacks when you were a kid? When did you get your first backpack?
I don't remember. I just remember carrying a book satchel.
Like we had satchels and other stuff, but we didn't have backpacks till
I don't know.
late high school.
I think it was in high school. Yeah, that's when I had backpacks.
See, I graduated in '83. I think the backpack thing began right about then.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember early on, I had a bag, but it was like an athletic bag. It had everything. It certainly didn't go over your shoulder.
Oh yeah, I had my PE clothes in there. I remember that.
Right, it was all one bag.
Yeah,
we didn't have the backpack. It's like rolling suitcases. Like at some point, somebody realized, wait a minute, why don't we put wheels on these things instead of carrying them around? Why don't we put these on our shoulders and carry a book bag? That's when things got easy. Do you remember your favorite teacher? Who's the teacher that came to mind as I mentioned that?
Miss Marbacher was my 5th grade teacher.
Miss Marbacher, at what school was that?
This was St. Teresa's. She was she married the PE teacher later on, but no, she was the nicest one.
Miss Marbacher.
And I am friends with her on Facebook.
See, that's awesome. And I recommend, as the husband to a teacher.
Yeah.
Which right now, teachers, it's hard being a teacher. If you can remember, you know what you could do?
Yeah, you need patience for that job, and that's one thing I don't have.
Oh, do a good deed.
Yeah.
Just, if you're on the social medias, whether it be Twitter or Facebook, if you remember your favorite teacher, for whatever reason, whether she was or he or was a great teacher or a great listener or just a great person you look forward to, give them some love today. Tweet it out. Thank them.
Yeah, that would make them feel good.
They might not be on social media. Heck, they might be long past.
I do that just because of the patience these people have.
Oh, my goodness.
I admire that. That's one thing I wish I had more of. Well, but there's no. I mean, even with my own grandchildren, I lose it. You know,
one of the
I don't
things,
have patience for that.
My wife was, a kindergarten teacher. So, and most everybody remembers, no matter what. You might not remember your 7th period health teacher in your sophomore year.
Right.
You might not, but everybody remembers their kindergarten teacher. And whether it's a good impression or bad. And over the years, my wife taught for forever. So she would run into grandkids of kids.
Mine was Mr. Booker.
And my kindergarten teacher, Mr. Gakey, I can still see him. And, whatever your favorite teacher is, tweet it out. Thank them because they're getting back to work. And what is, and I'm going to step off my pulpit here.
Okay.
But it is so sad to see teachers have to put out on Amazon their wish list. That
I
tells
know.
you. But because they're asking for something that they know they're going to pay for. If it's not filled, they're going to pay for it out of their own pocket.
That's one thing that shouldn't happen, but I'm glad that they do. But it shows them,
it shows how much they do care because they're going to spend that money, whether it's funded for them or not, to make sure that your kids are taken care of. So if you have a favorite teacher, let them know as they start yet another year with your little animals. After you let them go feral over the summer, as you have to hose them off and clean them up.
Good luck.
And send them off to the school. But hey, we all have our El Wapos, right?
Yeah.
We all have our El Wapos. Hey, I just about killed an entire segment. Do we have anything to give away today? Because I like to give stuff away right now.
No, we don't. Let me see what.
Tomorrow, Wednesday. I know I'm going to have mission.
Let me see if the Blitz has anything. Maybe we can
steal
give away
anything from them. Because right at 8:15 is the time I like to give away something every day. Whether it be just a hearty handshake, a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Nothing to be had, huh?
No, the Blitz doesn't have anything either. But tomorrow we have missions tickets to give away.
We'll double up then. Well, we'll offer a lot more at 8:15 tomorrow. We'll have some missions tickets.
Yeah. So we got those tomorrow.
We got a few minutes before I'm due to break, and this is big news because this is something that it's on the business side of sports, but it's going to have a genuine effect, a huge effect on our sporting lives. And this is the purchase, the UFC's deal with Paramount Plus and CBS Sports, where the UFC will now be broadcast on Paramount Plus and CBS. They're kind of all together. No more pay-per-views.
Is that a good thing?
That's
right?
an extraordinary move. It's one of those things that I certainly didn't see coming. It's a fundamental shift that I think has some legs. Now,
well, is a prescription price going to go?
Well, I think
or subscription, I should say.
I think, but I do think it's we all stream, we all have cable, and all of our streaming
I have Paramount Plus right now. I can't remember how much I pay for it.
It's going to be more.
Yeah,
they haven't told us how much it's going to be, but it's kind of like right now, if you wanted to go get the Red Zone, and you went over to YouTube, you can pay it all up front. It's upwards. I forget how much it is.
Yeah,
but it's in the hundreds.
I think it was $10 a month through Spectrum.
Spectrum,
I think so.
If you're streaming, it's a chunk, or you can pay it off. And I saw where you can pay for it for like $35 for like however couple of months to pay it all off.
Yeah.
Would you, as a UFC late adopter, a guy who I appreciate the sport, I like watching the fights, but it's kind of like hockey. Unless I'm watching it, I'm really not thinking about it. But when I am watching it, I enjoy it.
Right. Okay.
But I don't actively come back without a reason. I'm not going to come and watch another hockey game unless it's a playoff game or it's the only thing on or there's something to be garnered, whether it be a record or a title. But if it's just your Tuesday night, probably not coming back.
Yeah, you're right.
UFC has been kind of like that for me, but with one obstacle. For me to see the very best, it's cost me hundreds of dollars.
I know, right?
For a passing fan.
That scares me on the subscription price for...
Well, as a passing fan, I very rarely see the best fights or the most famous fights because it costs me money. So I'm normally someplace else because...
What's the average cost of the fight that you would pay for?
That I would pay for? Mm-hmm. I mean, 150 is kind of my line.
Quote, unquote, pay for.
150 for,
Really?
Well, I mean, I've paid that much.
Okay.
But I'm talking about boxing. I've paid.
Oh, yeah.
That's my line. And there is nothing in the UFC that has ever come close to me wanting to pay 100 and whatever, even 50 for a fight that I'll watch it, but I won't pay for it. And even when I do watch it, you better be a title on the line or a figure, a person, a fighter, male or female, that I find intriguing. UFC has so far not done that for me. But I do think if it's readily available on something like Paramount Plus, which I do stream and have, that now I'll have access to the stars. Boxing, look out, man. This model of getting away from pay-per-views and allowing me to see the stars at their very best, I think is going to change the way we view boxing. I think the UFC is ahead of the game here. They would rather squeeze a little bit every month than ask once a month for you to pay out one significant fight, one significant buy, and then hope that the undercards and the peripheral matches are enough to keep me interested until I might pay for another one. Now, if I have access to those fights, and I'm sure the Paramount or whatever the streaming service or CBS, whatever, they're going to extract that $7.7 billion that they just paid the UFC to get these rights from me. But if they do it in little bites instead of one giant pie once every 6 weeks and once every 3 months, I'm kind of in on this. And I think that'll change a lot of the way that we view what pay-per-view should or shouldn't be. I can't remember the last time that when I paid for the pay-per-view out of my own pocket, I sat at home and I watched it, that I felt like at the end of the night I got my money's worth. When was the last time? Name the pay-per-view event. And there's been many. I'm not saying it's never happened to me. I just don't remember the last time. that at the end of the night, I laid out the money and I went, I had, of the 4 fights on the card, 3 of them were memorable.
I remember getting invited to parties saying that, hey, if you come, can you bring $40?
Well, man, that still goes on.
Yeah, we'll still chip in, and I understand now, but I didn't realize it was that.
What if you didn't have to do that anymore? You just showed up, it was on. And now it's like football. Now it is easily consumable, and it costs you nothing other than the cost of the stream. But it's not $150 for the weekend. I do think this is such a great strategic move that I think the UFC is at its moment right now, has taken this as far as it's going to go. Now, I don't know if they endeavored to surpass boxing. I don't know if that's in there. They want to destroy the game. I think they're both mutually beneficial. I think one helps the other if they can play along. If you're a fight fan, you're a fight fan, and you'll watch boxing and you'll watch the UFC and take great pleasure from both, knowing that they're both different skill sets entirely. I think they help each other. I don't think they need to destroy one to the benefit of another.
Right.
But if you are a fight fan, and you, like a boxing fan, and you endeavor to watch fights, and it's suddenly available at the highest level without the investment, that on this Saturday night, just because you stream Paramount Plus, that you will get to see the middleweight championship like we have coming up with Duplessis coming up this weekend or very soon, that it's just going to be on. I do think that this is the best thing that could have happened to the UFC. And, of course, they're making all kinds of money to get to do this. But it's the kind of deal that I see kind of shifting sports. And I think that the idea of what pay-per-view is or is going to be isn't what it was. And let me tell you something. I think wrestling might follow suit with this, as they've made deals with Netflix. And I think that they might be the next to go. No more pay-per-views. You're just going to have to stream our chosen service, and that's where you'll get it. Now, I'm for that.
I looked right now. Paramount Plus, the subscription will be the same as it is currently, and there's no additional fees for UFC content.
Now that doesn't mean it'll stick.
Right. But there are 2 tiers. You have Paramount Plus Essential and Paramount Plus Premium.
Mm-hmm.
So there's either one you subscribe to. I don't know which one I
think Essential has commercials, right?
Yeah, ad supported. Yeah. And then Premium. I think I do have the Premium because I don't have ads. And I think you pay another $10 for that.
Whatever it is, I'm willing to pay it.
Yeah, me too.
Anything for commercial.
I'm already paying that much. What's another 10?
Exactly. So they're going to slowly bleed us. I mean, this
some way, somehow, before you know it.
But I'd rather be bled slowly than spend $150 and at the end of the night have it be a DQ in the first 8 minutes of the fight I wanted to see for whatever reason. And I'm out that money. Like, well, there it went. I threw good money after bad. And more often than not, that doesn't happen. But rarely do I feel the other way. Like, man, I got my money's worth tonight. I'm so glad I spent the $150 and didn't go to the bar and didn't have to go. I did it. That doesn't happen very often. And I think it will help to – no, I don't just think. I can guarantee it. That ready access grows the product. And the more accessible it is, the more quickly it'll grow. And I think as the UFC has slowly chipped away in the realm of contact sports, when we look back on that moment when UFC finally reached a level on par, maybe not ever bigger than boxing, maybe eventually it will. We'll look back at this and we'll go, you know what? It became that when we didn't have to go pay-per-view, when I could go see that guy from one of those stands up in the Ural Mountains that everybody's terrified of. I get to finally see that instead of watching the highlights on Monday. I'll watch the fight because it will take zero investment. I think that's a rather remarkable move in the modern sports world, that we might be seeing the end of what we considered pay-per-view worthy, that maybe the pay-per-view thing doesn't happen nearly as often, that it has to be truly something unique, if ever, that you're going to come to us and ask us for even more money. What do you guys think? The Brigade Bar's popping. We'll look at what went on the Brigade Bar, talk some Dallas Cowboys, and look around the rest of the NFL after a long weekend. The injuries are piling up, and we have our top 100 players, at least we're getting close, We'll look at both next. We're glad you're here. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys are back home from training camp for their second preseason game, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff. Now we can chill, Mom.
Hungry after the game? Hit up Tamalitos Restaurant, home of San Antonio's best weekly specials and legendary Taco Tuesdays. Fresh, loaded, and just $1. Tamalitos, local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road, right across Missions Baseball Stadium.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or alawyerforus.com.
Attention football fans. AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp. Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportstar.com now.
It's Jason and Joe from The Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 21st and 22nd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. So join The Blitz at Circa Las Vegas.
Details and discounted rooms with promo code BLITZ available online at sasportstar.com.
Progressive's Teen Driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems, like snoring, aches and pains, hot sleep, or even an old saggy mattress that can keep you up at night. And our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now get a king bed for a queen price, plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah, my Scooby-Doo lunchbox had Shaggy and Scooby walking in front of the mystery machine.
I remember mine had the Cylons and what was it, Starbuck and Boomer.
And was it Boomer?
Boomer was a black character. I can't remember who played Starbuck, but there was one more. I don't remember, but I'll look it up.
Did they have a faithful computer companion? Like R2-D2 or
no,
the Buck Rogers robot? They didn't have a robot, did they?
No, it was Buck Rogers.
It was Buck Rogers had the robot.
The Cylons were all the robots there. I think that was the Master one, the Master robot that had he had a red helmet or a red hat, see-through brain. I can't remember.
You know, I might have to go back and check it out. It's been a minute since I've watched Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, man.
I was of the age though.
Normally
I put those
my
on,
go-to show,
and my kids look at me like, "Man, you poor bastard! you found this entertaining? Did they force you to watch this?"
We found Pong entertaining back
like,
then when Atari first came out.
So normally I'm a cut. You know, the worst day of my life was when my boys were getting older, and I was trying to raise them right, and you know, have them experience things that I did so they would get who I am. So it involved watching like a lot of movies, 80s movies, the John Hughes movies, when they reached an age where we could actually watch movies and laugh about it. And a lot of them they liked, like Breakfast Club and Fast Times and all those 80s movies. I mean, my kids, because it's a kind of a universal thing, teendom. I mean, and it all whatever your generation, those truths ring true throughout the years. So the John Hughes movies worked. Well, one of my favorite movies of all time was The Highlander.
Really?
Oh, the Queen soundtrack. It was, man, I loved that movie.
Oh, I like Flash Gordon for the soundtrack too. Like Queen was part of it.
Another one, you're right. So, you know, the soundtrack made the movie, and Buck Rogers, it was, there was a lot of nudity in that one too. If I recall, right? It was a little risque.
No, Aaron Gray was the one to watch.
But then what I put on, and for my kids, the There Can Be Only One, the Highlander, and they hated it. and in hindsight, the music was great and the plot was pretty good, but the special effects were awful.
Well,
I mean, that's the best we could do back then. And because it was so bad, it worked out. But I put that on, and they were like, no, not all those old movies ring true, old man. Yeah. So some of that stuff I have to watch by myself. I'm afraid to put on Battlestar Galactica in front of my kids.
Yeah, because they're going to...
Because even they're kind of like the Star Wars of my generation. They're kind of like, man, this is weak. So I learned after a few years, just don't even show it to them anymore. They just don't get it.
Yeah, and I didn't like the remake either.
Of the Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
No, it didn't end. It wasn't nearly the same. And the thing about Battlestar Galactica is they had excellent, they monetized it quite well. Just like Star Wars did, you could get every character and play the game. Battlestar Galactica had a pretty good selection of toys.
Yeah, they did.
The ships and stuff you could bring home. It made it real. Oh, we found it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's got to be a way to send this out. That's perfect. The lunchbox.
Yeah, this is
The
one I
Battlestar.
had.
Did you have the yellow rimmed one with the yellow top? That's it.
That's the one I had.
Oh.
Yeah, with that little puppy or, what was his name? I can't remember.
Does it have the year on this? I'm curious on the Brigade Bar. Do you remember?
78.
78.
Yeah, that's
your
right.
first lunchbox.
That's about right.
Beastmaster. I respect.
Oh,
Battlestar
yeah.
Galactica had face from the A-Team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kodo and Podo were the ferrets in the Beastmaster.
Gilbert P. on the Brigade Bar says Highlander's being rebooted. Let's hope. Let's hope. There's no way they could find out. They could get another bad guy. I don't even know that guy's name that played the. There can be only one. I know the French dude, but the bad guy who had his head nearly cut off by Sean Connery. I'm not giving anything away.
Yeah. Well,
I don't remember his name, but what a villain! One of the best villains in any movie ever.
Let's see. There was Beastmaster, then there was Flash Gordon.
You got to be careful the Flash Gordon you bring up.
Oh, I know.
There's a fair amount of movies made in the Valley that kind of, if you misspell Flash,
Yeah, I know. Then
it's going to come up on an entirely different website.
If I put it in an E, then I'll be flagged here. An IT guy come running in here.
Yeah, we had one of those. We had one of those other kind of movies floating around the fraternity house of Flash Gordon. Things went an entirely different way for him in those movies. Hey, coming back, I have promised that we are going to talk about it. College football, their top 25 is out. What are the chances Texas runs the table? Is Ohio State good enough? What about Penn State, the forgotten team with actually a returning quarterback? What's going to be the difference? Is the SEC that good with 13? Where do you see those non-Power 5 teams coming? So many questions, and we do have some time. We'll start next. Let's talk some college football. Bring it. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, right now, if you turn on the Four Little Sports Network, they are in the middle of this 24 hours of fantasy football. If you're a fantasy football player, you know you're looking at stats. You're getting everything together for the big day, your big draft day. And let me tell you, if you're a commissioner, there's no better place to have your draft than Twin Peaks. The 4 locations around San Antonio have everything you need to host the draft. Yeah, you're going to get a little bit of money to start things up. How about a $50 gift card? And everybody who comes, $5. The first beer or drink on this is on Twin Peaks. While you're there, you'll be taken care of in a man cave. And let me tell you, there is nothing worse than mid-draft going, all right, everybody stop. We're out of beer. Let's go make a beer run, and we'll pick up the draft later. That's not going to happen when you're at Twin Peaks. Call your favorite Twin Peaks and go ahead and reserve your draft day. Let me tell you, they will know there's no place better to host your draft, because while you're there for the 6-8 hours, you got all you're going to want. The food's there. The drinks are there. They're going to have all the stuff, the accoutrement to make your draft appropriate. But your friends and family come and visit you, kind of like you're in prison. They can come and look at you and say, look over there. They're drafted, and they're doing the stuff that makes him happy. That's why you head over to Twin Peaks. Make your reservation. If you're not the commissioner, call your commissioner and say, hey, let's have it at Twin Peaks. It's the best possible place, because you know why? The eats are always wonderfully good. The drinks are icy cold, made by those beautiful mixologists. But why do you go? It's easy. It's those scenic views.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that trouble spot on Loop 410 eastbound before you get to Austin Highway. Accident right lane has you slow from Harry Wurzbach. Tack on at least an extra 10 minutes to your commute. 151 westbound Westover Hills. Accident has you slow from Hunt Lane, about a 7-8 minute delay. 35 northbound Malone to Highway 90. That's rolling stop and go. On 410 northbound from 151 to Bandera Road, that's a 10-12 minute ride. Should take you about 10 minutes on 1604 eastbound from Calabria on over to Bandera Road. Also, kids back in school, please be very careful in and around those school zones. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Golf Classic is back, baby. Get the crew together. Guys, gals, the whole gang. And join us Monday, September 29th at Olympia Hills Golf Club for a laid-back day full of swings, laughs, and a little friendly trash talk. It's just $120 per player or $400 for a foursome. A steal for a day on a beautiful course with your buddies. Proceeds benefit the Community Foundation of the Hill Country. But don't worry, this isn't a stuffy tournament. No blazers, no pressure, just cold drinks, good vibes, and unforgettable memories. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and sponsored by Flight by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. Then, once you've conquered the course, we'll keep the party rolling at the Break Room Bar off Pat Booker Road, where the drinks are cold, the food is hot, and the stories are even better. Get ready to tee off on the best Monday you'll have all year. Grab your spot now at sasportstar.com.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In store, online, and on the app. In 23 while supplies last.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You remember your favorite lunchbox, whatever popped in your mind? I want to hear it. Beastmaster? Mine was Scooby-Doo back in the 70s. Vic had a Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were a few Star Wars floating around. I remember I had a $6 million man one time.
Yeah, I think I did too.
You could rebuild
I had
him.
a Star Wars one, but my favorite was Battlestar Galactica.
By far. By far.
I know there was a few
But I stopped taking lunch after a while. I got lazy. I just wanted to eat whatever they had. You know, by the time we got into high school, they had a snack bar. I didn't have to eat that cafeteria food. Although I do have fond memories of some cafeteria food.
Oh, yeah.
When I say cafeteria, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Ooh, Frito pie.
Frito pie?
Yeah, Frito pie, pizzas, and that's it. I can't remember else. They had hamburgers, cheeseburgers, but
yeah, those were regular.
The Frito pie was the staple at my school.
At
St. Gerard. Yeah.
At Allen B. Shepherd Middle School and South San West Campus. Those lunch ladies could make some enchiladas.
Oh, yeah.
Respect. and the cheese enchiladas on. We got to the point where we had Mexican food every day, but certainly most of us grew up. Mexican food was always Wednesday, and we could just expect the enchiladas. And I'd put my Allen B. Shepherd enchiladas or my South San West Campus enchiladas against any RMR in San Antonio. And an RMR, by the way, is a random Mexican food restaurant. Any RMR in San Antonio. And that's the highest compliment I can give. If you're an RMR, you're doing it right. And I would put our lunch ladies on Wednesday. I ate lunch.
Oh, yeah.
RMR.
Yeah.
And the other thing they did great, cinnamon rolls.
I don't remember cinnamon or any kind of sweets.
Our lunch ladies could make some cinnamon rolls. Lulu's quality cinnamon rolls.
Really?
I mean, they made them from scratch.
And I haven't had one of those.
They were as big as a bowling ball. I would go and eat breakfast, and we would have 7 a.m. practice, and then we'd have like 8 a.m. PE. So we'd have 7 a.m. practice, and we'd do our stuff, and then we'd shower. That was one thing. And then we'd have PE at 8. I would go eat breakfast and then throw up breakfast just to have the cinnamon roll because I'd have to go right back to PE.
How are you not diabetic with all this sugar because I ate probably the same thing. I grew up on flour tortillas and Big Red, right? And then apparently you grew up with what, cinnamon rolls?
Hey, man, I'm Southside San Antonio. I ate the same thing you did. The color of my skin meant nothing. Let me tell you, I had my fair share of Big Red and chamoy. I'm with you just because my last name's Thompson.
I remember my friends came over for dinner during high school, and they're like, "Oh, we're having Mexican food." I'm like, "No,
what do you mean?
To me, it's
regular food.
It's just food."
You mean my food?
We had rice every day. There was always corn or flour. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Everything was chili rellenos. I mean,
I had fond memories of my lunch. You know, but by the end we were done. But I don't know if it's still the same. I remember one year, I guess they got some kind of mandate. They got a bunch of peanuts, so our school had peanuts in every dish. That's what typical lunch is for.
So when did the peanut allergy start?
Oh, we didn't have that.
We didn't have that, right?
No, we just killed off the kids that if there was such a thing.
Or they just didn't show up,
They were just gone after the peanut butter and jelly day. They just never came back. We didn't know why. It was kind of like about 3 days into school, we had peanut butter and jelly day to separate us.
Yeah.
Those that can go to school, here, have your peanut butter. Those that are going to have a long year, you can go ahead and check out now because there's going to be peanuts in every meal. We don't peanut dust. It's on the floor. You're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
We didn't have those kind of allergies. No. I wonder if we did have kids that just kind of fought through it.
I don't know. I never.
That wasn't even a thing. It really.
Yeah, I don't remember being a big deal about anything.
Allergy.
Yeah, nothing.
No, we did have bee sting allergies.
Or what was the other one? Gluten.
Gluten.
No. It's either you ate it.
Let me tell you,
or you did it.
There was no gluten allergies south of 90.
Nope.
Gluten?
No, not with all the flour tortillas rolling around.
You're allergic to gluten? I don't even know gluten. I don't even know her.
This generation's lost it.
What was your favorite lunchbox? And make yourself feel good today. A little thing that's going to be your little ace in the pocket, the little ace in the hole that you're going to carry around. Nobody really think about it. If you have a favorite teacher, why don't you tweet out and thank them? Say the name. They might not ever see it, but at least you'll finally remember somebody that changed your life as you start school. Remember your kindergarten teacher? Maybe it was a 6th grade teacher. But if it's just a little thing for yourself, this isn't for anybody else. Just that one teacher that did something. Maybe they'll find out that you remember. That's just I'm gonna do that today, and I won't even include my wife, who's my favorite teacher. But yeah, I remember my kindergarten teacher, Mr. Gakey. I didn't have a whole lot of men teachers. I had a few over the years, but for the most part, if it was a man teacher, it was a coach. It was either health or driver's ed.
Oh yeah,
or history.
I remember having Pete Padron for something in freshman year St. Gerard. And then he went to Central, and
Padron's been around that name.
Yeah,
we all know Coach Padron.
And then Coach Vela.
Oh, Coach.
Yeah, Coach Vela.
R.I.P. Romy.
And then Coach Pasterchick.
Another great man.
Yeah, I had all of them. I was in their classroom. Yeah.
Now,
freshman, sophomore year.
And I guess as a sports show, we should be talking about that coach that changed your life if you had one.
Coach Pasterchick.
Well, there's a lot of men that look to Coach Pastor.
And Vela. Vela was mean. I just remember him always yelling at everybody, especially he was a basketball coach most of the time, but yeah.
For those unaware, Romy Vela was a high school basketball coach here forever. He made it to the ESPY Awards with his John Jay high school team. They hit a miracle shot. Remember that back in 2001? That was Romy's John Jay team. Way back when. Yeah, the coach or the player that changed your life. Do something for yourself. Just tweet it out and think about the lessons they taught you. Maybe it'll put you on the right track on a back-to-school kind of week. Let's talk some Dallas Cowboys here. Okay. We got all kinds of sound coming out of training camp, coming out after the game. And I think, number one, and we talked about this when we were at training camp, watching them practice. And we're gonna play one there. Vic, we'll start out there. And we were talking about, as we watched them practice, that it felt so much more like a high school or a college practice, that it was loose, it was kind of fun. But when you get into that kind of, and it's not a negative thing, but when you get into that kind of collegiate atmosphere where practice is predicated on rhythm and excitement and bounce, which is awesome, sometimes you lose track of those little things that win professional football games, like pre-snap penalties, the little things that cause you to lose. Well, we saw that, and it was the first preseason game, and it wasn't very pretty, but let me tell you, the offensive line penalties, oh my goodness, they're young, but don't be stupid, too. This is Shoddy talking about his OL.
To have 6 pre-snap penalties on the offense is awful. It's awful, and it's not going to be accepted. Like, we're not going to allow that to happen. We're told the guys today, if you're going to commit pre-snap penalties, which means I can't line up the right way as an offensive lineman, I shave my motions, and, we're not going to play you. Why? Because why would you put yourself at a disadvantage and say, hey, I'm going to cost myself 5 yards here and next, and again, the officials did a good job. They were trying to warn us, and so we went back and we've defined again, second time, define the way we talk about our offensive lineman, alignment, level 1, level 2, all those things, but yeah, if we're not a disciplined football team, that starts with me as a head coach and the coaching staff.
The great thing about preseason football games that we're all watching and we can see and discuss is all those things that you think might be the case in practice that might be real, but you're not sure. The ones that turn out to be real and real bad are frightening. And we kind of thought, we watched this offensive line and knew they were young and they drafted a guy and this guy's going to be better and this guy's going to have to move and this guy and all this guy. But we felt like they might be better if they can get off their own, if they can stop stepping in it, if they can get out of their own way. They weren't getting out of their own way. 6 pre-snap penalties. You don't win football games like that. That's one of those things that you look at and go, we got to fix this first. There's nothing else that is more important than this. Because if we can't even begin a down, we can't even get the ball snap without adding 5 yards to the problem, this team has no prayer. And we haven't even begun to really look at the issues where it's not about coordination and just understanding the play. We're talking about genuine issues with talent and depth. Kind of like cornerback, kind of like there. If we can get past those, can we just snap the ball? We need to talk about things that are of concern, primarily like cornerback. This is what Shoddy had to say about that.
In terms of the cornerback depth, I think, we're getting guys reps that need it. I thought, a guy like Booth, did some good things. Iz made a beautiful interception. And I do think that we have some guys that hopefully will be back sooner than later. But right now, we're still in the process of competing every day.
Competing every day. I'm not mad at most of it because I thought Joe Milton looked pretty good. I thought Joe Milton looked like the guy we thought he was. He's got a good deep ball. No concerns there. And they stumbled out of the block, and there are some other things. But the most important thing now isn't the score. It is, I want to see sustained drives. I want to, it doesn't have to be a touchdown every time, just like we always talk about. End every drive with a kick, whether it be a punt or an extra point. You're still okay. You're not giving them anything. And try to run 6 plays. Try to run 7 plays in every drive. And if you can do that, the playing field gets so much easier. But if you can't even get off the ball, you can't even line up right. And we've seen Cowboy teams take this problem 1, 2, 3 weeks into the season before they finally get it ironed out. This is the kind of thing that this team has such a zero margin for error. You can't afford to step in your own crap. Right. I mean, you just can't afford that. And we still haven't gotten to some of those things that we need to be talking about with the Cowboys because of the Micah thing. And I think that first game gave us an idea like, wow, we got problems and Micah's a big one. There's other things we should be discussing. And cornerback depth is one of them, lots of reps. But we don't know when we're going to see Trayvon. It's a bit of a worry. Now, the other problem I think we're running into as we're getting into the meat and potatoes of preseason. These guys have been hitting each other for a couple of weeks. They've hit other teams now. Yeah. There's a pretty good definition now of who's 1, who's 2, and who's 3, and now we can really get guys fighting each other for position battles if there are position battles. But now it's having your guys healthy enough to show up for work, whether it's a day of practice or a day off. Now you just got to get everybody on the field to actually have position battles. And Shotty talked about avoiding multiple days off and getting their team better to go. Let's play number 4.
Okay.
What happens is if you do the beanie day on Friday and your vets don't play, so Friday they kind of get it off. They don't play Saturday. The mandatory day off is Sunday. Today they come back in and you can't practice because the guys played in the game are sore and you wouldn't do that. So the next thing you know, you're 4 days of not doing anything. And I don't believe that that's the best way you get. It's too long. It's too long a period for these guys to not be playing football. How do you get good at football? You play football. And so the way we structured the practice schedules, the guys not playing in the game or limited in the game, they got 24 reps. And the guys that were going to play quite a bit in the game got 12 reps. And so I think that's very manageable. I think the guys worked hard. I challenged them to work hard, and that's the formula we'll keep going with.
I get it. There's some holes to fill. Just I've never thought of the preseason games the way that they're structured is best for preparing your team for a game. I mean, college teams don't need preseason. You don't need it. You'd like to have a scrimmage or two just to hit other guys.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have.
Well, but the preseason is about making money. That's all this is about. This is just puffery. This is fluff. It really is. Yeah. But one of the things you do want to take out of all this is a team that's healthy and wired together. And if you can get through it hook or crook, I don't care about winning. Are you healthy and are you wired together? Did you see the things that you need to see? And game 1, no, we didn't see it. Now, it's about to get – the world for the Dallas Cowboy fan is about to get even more convoluted. My daddy always said, better to be thought a fool than to speak and prove it. Well, the Cowboys are about to have this Netflix special. We're about to see behind the curtain.
Oh, here we go.
Let me tell you, this whole Micah thing and everything else with Jerry and the circus. Now it'll be orchestrated. It'll be as pretty as possible, I would assume.
You would think,
but,
right? Yeah.
It's not going to be the best thing for Jerry or the Cowboys. I wish we didn't have this coming. Shotty talking about this Netflix special.
Well, I've learned a lot since I've been here over the past couple of years. I've learned a lot. I'm excited to watch it. Because it's obviously an incredible story and incredible tradition. And, I think looking back now that I know some more of those guys now, Todd, it means more to me. Like when we had the Legends Day and all those guys came back and I got to be around, spend time with Michael Irvin, spend time with some of those guys that were on those teams. I think it makes the story for me, the storyline for me, even more exciting because I'm developing relationships with those guys and learning to care about those guys. And of course I care about, the guys here that were part of those teams and winning championships. But anytime you can celebrate success and Super Bowls and you want to do that. But what I think will be really cool as well is some of the things the stuff they had to deal with that wasn't great, because that's going to happen as well. There's going to be issues. There's going to be problems with different issues, and you're going to have to address it. And I think they proved that you can do that with the right connection and brotherhood. Certainly got to have great players. But I think it'll be a great watch. I don't know when I'll find time to do it. Maybe on a road trip somewhere or something like that. But, I think it should be very entertaining, to say the least.
When this special, when it airs, they're talking about the glory days of the Cowboys, the Super Bowl years, and all the stories that went with it. Let me tell you, if I'm Dak Prescott, I was 3 years old in 1996. And what's going to happen with this Netflix thing? And all of us old, crusty Cowboy fans who remember those days, witnessed and watched it, lived it, are going to look at this team yet again and go, you guys are a bunch of fools. I mean, look, this is what winning looks like. This is what football teams did and won titles and were dominant. We're so far removed from that. The Cowboy organization is so far away from what that Cowboy generation was back in the 90s. And we could get into, come on, old man. But the fact is, right now, the worst thing that could happen for the Cowboy organization of 2025 is to be compared to the Cowboy organization of 96, 97, those years, 98, the glory years, because it is a photo negative. It is one side is this and the other side is that, and there is nothing even close. They're not the same team. They don't play the same. Now, times are different, but they're not a player on this team that would start, that would play. Yeah, the Netflix is going to change your perspective, or it'll just reinforce what we know. Hey, we got a whole hour of fun to go. I'm glad I paced myself. Let's go carbo load. We got another hour of fun coming. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, after a so-so start to the preseason, what are the Cowboys doing to make things better?
We'll talk about that with Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. She'll join us at 5:15.
Any movement at all with Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones?
It's like talking Mayor Jones and Project Marvel.
Ouch.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we are ready to cross the state of Texas to bring the best hunting show to a city near you. The Hunters Extravaganza is a great event for the whole family. We have the latest and greatest the hunting world has to offer, from products to hunts, and feature seminars with Dr. Deer, Gary Robertson, and more. Come enjoy attractions like rattlesnakes, gator country, a fish tank, and many more. Join us in San Antonio for the Hunters Extravaganza. Get tickets at ttha.com. Brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down, because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Mom, it's like the 80s in here. It's so hot.
It's totally in the 80s. Our AC is bogus.
Call Right Home Services.
At Right Home Services, we love the 80s, just not on your thermostat. Don't get stuck with a bogus AC. The right AC services, the right team, and the right price. 210-444.
The right stuff. Now we and chill, Mom.
Attention football fans. AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp. Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportsstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportsstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportsstar.com now. Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 five-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots on 1604 westbound Redland Road. Wreck in the right lane has you slow from O'Connor. Tack on at least an extra 10, 12 minutes to your commute. On the northwest side of town on I-10, northbound 1604, this wreck is in the left lane. That's a 10, 12-minute delay has you slow from Hausman. If you guys see something we're not talking about, give us a call on the traffic tip line at 210-785-2601. Also, keep in mind that kids are back in school, so watch your speed in and around those school zones. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In college football news, the Associated Press has released their top 25, and standing at number 1, the Texas Longhorns. They're followed by Penn State at number 2 and defending champion Ohio State. They're let down. It won't be 1-2, but 1-3 sounds good. Clemson is 4th, and Georgia rounds out the top 5. In other news, the UFC is moving to CBS and Paramount as Dana White announced that fans will no longer have to buy pay-per-view starting in 2026. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, sir. Drop-off is done. Parents, you're good till 3:30. Act accordingly.
Don't get too drunk.
Don't get too drunk. Remember, you got to pick them up.
Yeah, you still got to get them.
They don't get to stay all day. Hey, he's Vic Brown. He's back in the saddle. I'm Rob Thompson, acting alone. I have no partner in crime as he is at home. I assume hugging a toilet. I don't know.
No, he's got the sniffles.
He's got the sniffles?
Yeah.
Then he got a little scratch in his throat.
Yeah.
A little bit. Let me tell you something. As we were talking in the break, this Netflix special that's going to rehash the glory days of the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't know if I want to see it, man.
Vic and I were talking. There's not a whole lot of guys on this team that could even make this roster back in the late 90s. And the Brigade Bar's right.
Yeah. What do we say? So Micah and CD are probably the closest.
The only
there's there's no Ed Too Tall Jones. There's no Roger Staubach. There's no Troy Aikman. There's no
And I'm
Drew
not even
Pearson.
sure CD. I mean, CD, we're talking about Michael Irvin, a gold jacket wearer, so he ain't going to take that job.
Right.
And there are some cohorts on Tony Hill there for a while.
Yeah, Tony Hill.
Who was on the other side of CD probably make it. And I have no doubt that Micah could make it. That kind of talent is pretty extraordinary.
Yeah.
But
That's
for the
what I'm
most
saying.
part, man, if I'm a Cowboy, if I'm Jerry, you better sign Micah before this series starts. You got 1 week. Seriously. You're going to show me what the Cowboys, what all of us of an age, when you mention the Cowboys, I pictures Emmett with one arm running through the Giants that was the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to tune in on Saturday. On Saturday night, I'm going to tune in and I'm going to watch Miles Sanders catch a ball in the flat. And then next Thursday.
With a 1 yard gain.
Yeah, with a 1 yard tackle in the flat.
Yeah.
And then next Thursday night, Netflix is going to premiere, and I'm going to see Troy, or as my mother-in-law said until she died, Troy baby. I'm going to see Troy, and I'm going to see Michael. I'm going to see Charles Haley, and I'm going to see Dion, and I'm going to see Leon, and I'm going to see Larry Allen, and I could just keep going, and I'm going to go, you guys are wearing the same uniform? You guys are actually in the same league. You're playing, and these guys are making 3 times the money you guys did. This is not a good comparison. Jerry, if you want to keep the fans at least kind of involved in current-day Cowboy, you might want to sign Micah before next Thursday. Because the comparison, you do not want – it's the before and after.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the few time in history the before looks far, far better than the after. What have we not covered today? We did the UFC.
Yeah, we did that.
We've talked some UFC, and I do want to hit that again for those of you who got here.
What was it, the top 10? What was the other?
We'll do the top 25 here in
Yeah,
about
there we
15
go.
minutes.
That's
We're gonna,
what it was.
I want to go through and look at those in the top 10 that because I'm going to – AJ's not here to laugh, and I'll take my fair share of abuse. But I think we're going to have a brand-new national champion this year. And it's from a guy that I didn't think could do it. But we'll talk about that in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Well, 10 minutes. So I got 10 minutes to just fill. I got nothing to do. I'm looking at my map, and I suddenly realize I'm lost. So let's talk about things that really matter. Who had a Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox?
Yeah.
And what's the deal with where the handle was?
Yeah. Depending on which one you got, I think it's where Daisy Duke was positioned.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So Dukes of Hazzard.
I ran into Jason Jason Minix in the hallway, and he first thing he said, "What about Dukes of Hazzard?" Like, oh, how can I forget that? But I remember selecting the Battlestar Galactica over the Dukes of Hazzard.
So because
at the time
we could put our hands up Daisy Duke's
something like
undercarriage.
That. Yeah, hold on, let me look it up because I can't remember. God, this is what.
Well,
40 years ago.
It was 79 or so. So I was out of the lunchbox stage, but if I had known that, maybe I'd have continued with the lunchbox. You got to keep in mind, I've talked about Allen Shepard Middle School. This was what Allen Shepard Middle School was like back in 1978. The Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition was just kind of getting going way back when. And, you know, it was one of those days that when it did come out, you couldn't wait to go to the library and go check out or at least look at Sports Illustrated. And remember, you'd go and they would be on these giant sticks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you'd have to. There would be a little magazine on a giant stick, so you couldn't walk out with it.
Right.
I'll never forget. I'm in 8th grade, and I had seen or heard tell, and keep in mind, no social media, but I had heard that Cheryl Tiegs was in almost a topless bathing suit. I had heard tell. I don't know where I heard it. And I knew that it was possible that I might be able to see nipple in a library at Allen B. Shepard Middle School, and God knows the ramifications of seeing a nipple to a 7th or 8th grader. So I went to the library in my appropriate library time, got there in time to see the Sports Illustrated, to get there first, and the librarian had already cut the picture out.
She knew.
I mean, the rare occasion to see nipple in school, you had to go to National Geographic, and, that wasn't, it was still nipple. Let's not get it wrong. But
yeah.
I thought we were going to see, upper level, and I was beaten to the punch by our librarian.
She was on top of it.
Well, insane.
Literally.
So we're looking at the lunch boxes. There was a lot of Dukes of Hazzard lunch boxes.
I don't remember what.
Some of these we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's entirely inappropriate now.
See, and that's the different time that it was. Like, I didn't care about the flag. It was just a cool show.
Going to school with the stars and bars, man.
Imagine doing that now.
Wow. Times have certainly changed.
Oh, yes, they have.
I want to find the Daisy Duke and an appropriate handle.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I can't remember which one it was. But there's so many.
Other risque lunch boxes. Like Barbie was never got to see much, but we were talking about Buck Rogers and Aaron Gray.
Oh, look, remember Pac-Man? There was a Pac-Man lunchbox.
See, by the time those kind of came to be, I was already out of the lunchbox phase. We have to go back to the mid-'70s cartoons. You were gone last week when we were talking about this, Vic. Do you remember a cartoon called Sigmund and the Sea Monsters?
No.
See?
That I don't
You're of an
remember.
age, so you don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there were a couple of lunchboxes that had Sigmund on there. The Marty Krofft Productions.
Yeah, there's I don't remember that one.
Hey, we owe the fans some sports talk. Over the weekend, or it was announced, there were some rumors earlier, and yesterday it kind of got firmed up, that the UFC and Dana have made a massive deal with Paramount Plus and CBS. And one of the cornerstones of our modern viewing is going away. It's going to go into the past. And for good or bad, the idea of a pay-per-view fight, I think, is on its way out. We're going to talk about what is going to cause that and the next step to that in just a second. But I do want to tell everybody before we leave, our golf tournament is just around the corner, and I do this every year, and I know I'm going to get calls. Hey, hold me a spot. Hey, hold me a spot. In 2 weeks, I figure, well, I shouldn't say 2 weeks. We're going to play golf on September the 29th. It's at Olympia Hills, and anybody who's ever been knows, you're going to come back. It's that much fun. But we sell out quicker and quicker every year. And back in the spring, we sold out, I believe it was 12 or 13 days prior to the tournament. That's about as early as it's ever been. I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, we're going to sell out. We'll be full, 144 golfers. That's all we can handle. I think that's the number. I don't know. That's all we can handle. And once we're there, that's it. I bet we sell out 2.5 weeks ahead of time. I would say 1 month from today, September the 12th, we'll already be full. We'll already be sold out. Now we'll just be filling out all the other people that now want to come and maybe squeeze in on a hole or two and advertise to you folks. But as far as the golfers, I'm sorry. It just goes. It's that much fun. So if you want to play after this long, you need to go to SA Sports Star right now. And go ahead and get yourself signed up. It's $120 if you're on your own. We'll find you a fair threesome. Don't worry. You'll have a foursome. And with a little bit of extra money, I might find you an A player. You never know. If you'll just reach out, I can be bought. But if you want to go put it on the boss's card, it's $400 for the foursome. Go to sasportstar.com and get yourself signed up now. I don't want you to get left out. And there are 2 or 3 of you who did last year. You know who you are, who called me, and I couldn't get it done. Know this. You've had your opportunity. And while you're there, while you're perusing San Antonio Sports Star, and you're looking at me and all that's going along, you'll see behind me, it says register today. Right there, look at that. It says register today. I'm like a weatherman. You can see that. It says Yingling and the Texas Chancla. While you're there, we also have an opportunity to go see a Dallas Cowboy game. Did you know that? Yeah. Dallas Cowboys are going to be playing football for the foreseeable future, and we have tickets to just about everything. If you want a pair of tickets to go see Dallas take on Atlanta, Friday, August the 22nd at 6 o'clock at our beautiful AT&T Stadium up there in Arlington, Texas, AARP is going to make it happen, baby. Just register at sasportstar.com. Don't miss your chance to go see America's team. At least it is for now. And go see the Cowboys. AARP, want to thank them. Go to SA Sports Star to get yourself registered for that. Do that and get yourself registered to play golf. We're doing it on September the 29th. Thanks to the Texas Chancla, Jesse Hernandez, and Flight by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes for helping us get this thing off the ground. Go get yourself signed up as fast as possible. Let's talk some college football next. Number one in the nation, number one in your heart. That's the Texas Longhorns. Can they get it done? And who is the most righteous contender to take them off the spot? We're talking about it next. Hang around. This is 94.1. This is San Antonio Sports Star.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots on 1604 westbound Redland Road. Wreck in the right lane has you slow from O'Connor. Tack on at least an extra 10, 12 minutes to your commute. On the northwest side of town, on I-10, northbound 1604, this wreck is in the left lane. That's a 10, 12-minute delay, has you slow from Hausman. If you guys see something we're not talking about, give us a call on the traffic tip line at 210-785-2601. Also keep in mind that kids are back in school, so watch your speed in and around those school zones. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
If you want way more food for way less dollars, you've got it with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. From classics to favorites to new items like the crispy chicken burrito. Get more for less. Only at Taco Bell. At participating stores, which vary. Limited time. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
You know that Synergenics and Low T Center have been changing hundreds of thousands of men's lives through hormone care. But did you know that they now can help women balance their hormones too? If your partner is experiencing fatigue, moodiness, or just feeling off, she might benefit from hormone therapy at Synergenics and Low T Center. Help her get back to her best self. And if you still haven't taken the T test, what are you waiting for? Get started today. Most major insurance accepted. Visit fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in DC.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is calling all golfers. The Fall Golf Classic is back. Mark your calendars for Monday, September 29th, and lock in your spot for one of the most fun golf events of the year at the Olympia Hills Golf Club. For just $120 per player, or $400 for a foursome, you'll get 18 holes of fun, friendly competition, and non-stop laps with your crew. But don't wait, spots will sell out fast. And once they're gone, they're gone. This isn't your average uptight tournament. It's all about cutting loose, enjoying the day, and supporting a great cause. The Community Foundation of the Hill Country, presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Charm Club, and sponsored by Flight by Yingling and PPL Motorhomes. And when the final putt drops, the party's just getting started. Head over to the Break Room Bar on Pat Booker Road for the official after party. Cold drinks, great food, and the perfect finish to a perfect day. Don't get left out. Grab your crew, grab your clubs, and get ready for a Monday you won't forget. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Welcome back. It's the Morning Huddle. It's Tuesday in my world, or, well, it's Tuesday in all of our worlds. It's Monday in mine, and I'm having a Monday moment. I just got a text. We want you to sign up for those Dallas Cowboy tickets. We really do. So when you go click on the SA Sports Star and it says page not found, that's not your fault. That's ours. We're going to get that fixed. So just think of it as just a delayed opportunity. But as soon as you can, we want you to get yourself registered for those Cowboy tickets on the game on the 22nd. That'll be fixed. There's I think AJ was supposed to be doing that this morning.
Yeah, but he dropped the ball.
He
fumbled the ball.
Let's do this professionally. I'm Rob Thompson. I am half of the Morning Huddle. The other half, the lesser half, the one without hair, isn't here. He's out sick. He worked himself nearly to the bone yesterday. And he had to take the day off. Some of us are stronger than others. Vic's back after many, many days in solitude. Did you see this time every week or every day? AJ likes to go. We like to go talk about weird news, things that are kind of out of the norm. Mm-hmm. And this kind of, if you'll stay with me on this will go full circle. But a couple weeks back, I was looking for something to watch, and I stumbled on a Netflix series called Animal Kingdom. Never heard of it, and started watching it. And I ended up watching the entire thing, like six seasons worth. And then told Vic about it. So Vic, on his week off, dove in and watched Animal Kingdom, which I
binged the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good series. I wish I'd have seen it from the get-go, but I did. So that being said, I believe it was either Sunday. I guess it was Sunday. That in L.A., did you see the carjacking that went down? There's
you were telling me about that. Yeah,
carjacked a car, which it's L.A. I'm not even sure that's newsworthy anymore. But it was one of those video helicopter chases, and they're following the high-speed chase going through L.A. and the car's going wrong way on the 5 and just going crazy. Manages to get a semi truck that's pulling it's milk. That's a milk delivery truck, but a big one. They managed to hijack this semi pulling milk and driving through downtown in this semi, and they continue to evade police. Finally, they get to a point where they pull the semi underneath a bridge, and there's a pickup car waiting for them. So either they hijacked another car or they jumped in another car, and these dudes got away. At least as we sit today. They might have gotten them overnight. Last I heard, they hadn't gotten them.
Right.
For anybody who's seen Animal Kingdom, I know who did it.
Yep.
It was Baz and
It was Baz.
Poe and
Pope.
It was those guys. It was all the Animal Kingdom dudes and Smurf.
Yeah.
I know who did it. That was watch that video, man. Normally, and I don't normally root for the bad guys. But after they stole the milk truck and had the pass-off car, that was pretty impressive. That's straight out of a movie or a TV series, Animal Kingdom.
It was planned.
All right, so the top 25 hit the press, the AP, the official, the one that we care about. Now, the one we really care about will come out mid-season, but the one that we start the season with, the top 25 is out. Texas, for the first time, is at number one. That's not new news, and that's not surprising to most. But I am going to say this. Texas is on it just feels to me that Texas is on the beginning of what's going to be a pretty remarkable 3, 4, 5-year run. Now, I don't think any college football team is in a situation to sustain success the way Coach Saban was at Alabama, given the new circumstances of college sports with the transfer and the portal and yada, yada, yada. I think maintaining is at least championship, like true contending championship caliber stuff. It's going to be a little bit more variable than it used to be. It won't always be the usual suspects, or at least the grouping of usual suspects has gotten larger. And I think more appropriately, that upper echelon of teams that can legitimately have a chance to win will go from about 4 or 5 every year to, if the ball bounces right, you could legitimately look at 6 or 8 teams, not because they're the best 6 or 8 teams in football, but because of the way their schedule lines up, their home games, the conference they're in, the lack of quarterbacks, all those little things that turn an 8-4 team into an 11-1 team. And I think now with the transfers and all that, our usual suspect pool can probably go the entirety of the top 10 or at least 10 teams. That being said, I do think that Texas is on the beginning of something pretty extraordinary, and that while they have they don't have a starting quarterback coming back like Penn State does, and I think that's why Penn State got the number 2 overall vote over Ohio State. It's just because they've got a quarterback, and Texas, while it's a new quarterback, at least we know him, and Ohio State will be a brand new quarterback, and that's why I think they ended up 3. I like Penn State here. I like Penn State all year. The only thing that's a problem with Penn State, and I hate to say it this way, is that it's Penn State. It's kind of like when you think Texas A&M going to be good. Well, yeah, they're going to be good. The Aggies are going to be good, but they're the Aggies. Eventually, they're going to screw it up. They're 8-4 for a reason every year. That's just, hey, trust me, I live this life.
Yeah.
So it's just,
it looks what it is.
Everything looks good on paper, but eventually you are who you are, and the argument can be made. Now, I am steadfast in my belief that Penn State is imminent. They have just as good a shot and better than many of winning a national title every year just because they're Penn State. There's the positive side of that. But right now, if you go player for player and legitimately be honest with yourself, Penn State probably is the deepest team in the country, except for Texas. But Penn State is deeper at some better positions, one being quarterback. And as good as Arch can be, he's still going to be, for all intents, a freshman quarterback. Now, he's lived through 2 years of this, and he's certainly more mature, and I expect him to do very good things. But no matter how good you are, very rarely do you step on the field and offer Heisman-level performances your first 5 weeks of the season. I talked earlier in the show, and I do recommend you listen to our show in the entirety. If you missed any of it of the early stuff, you can get that. You can just go to SA Sports Star. You can go to your YouTube feed and subscribe. What do they say? Smash the thumb. Make sure you're subscribing. And you can go back and check out what we had. And I'm not going to be nearly as literate as I was earlier because at 7 a.m. I'm fully caffeinated. And now I'm just kind of winding down. But there's a Japanese thing called a Misogi, which is an idea of pushing the boundaries, finding something intentionally difficult to make yourself, your life, your spirituality, whatever it might be, better, stronger, whatever. And there is a trial by fire that you put yourself through, whether it be a feat of strength, whether it be forcing yourself to go write a book, do something that's outside of your comfort zone to make you kind of step aside and look at yourself in a different way. And I think Texas, by scheduling Ohio State last year and the Michigan games, these are willful misogis. They are that ways to expand, knowing full well you can get better, and you have a long time to make up for a mistake. And they're going to go into this game against Ohio State a dog. They're 2.5-point dogs right now. This isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world. And this intentional difficulty, the thing that they're trying to get through and getting the guys that are filling in and ready to catch up those other 25 guys that are going to play in the NFL, which Texas has running around on their practice field, getting them ready. This intentional difficulty will pay dividends, though. I don't think initially. I think we're asking a lot from Arch Manning. I don't think that they're going to come out unscathed. I still think they're the best team in the country, and apart from Penn State, I do think they've got the easiest road because never have we seen an SEC so wide open. It's been a long time. Or even the second-best teams, I could argue 3, and they're all very good. I mean, LSU could win the title just as easy as Texas, and I think Bama, same way, and certainly you got to consider Georgia. But Texas fan, enjoy this number 1, but right now that number 1 is being saturated, is being covered over by this massive target. That with every passing day, that target's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you're going to roll into pretty much the worst place to play in college football, apart from any of the Death Valleys. There in the horseshoe. It's such a big ask to ask of Arch, and I think Texas is probably better off if they did lose. Plenty of time to make up for it. You're in a conference where you're going to make the playoff, and all you've got to do is make the playoff now. But the best thing I think in this Misogi that the Texas Longhorns are going to have to go through is the difficulty. You're going to have to expand what we think Arch is. He's going to have to prove something well beyond what anybody's ever asked of any other quarterback that Texas has ever had. No other quarterback, even the great Vince Young, started the season at number 1. Major never saw that. James Street never saw that. So not only did we have a quarterback in Arch Manning, who is the most important player in all of college sports. He is the most important guy. There's more limelight, more thrust at this kid than anybody else in any college sport. He's as important to college sports as Caitlin was to women's sports just a couple of years ago in the Title IX idea. He is that big. And no other quarterbacks ever at Texas had to go through that. So we're asking an awful lot, and those that are giving a lot is expected, but this is going to be a tough one to measure up. What do you think? Reach out on the Brigade Bar and let us know. It's a great way to talk to me, and we're going to look at what the Brigade Bar has to say. We got some more to do. We got 30 more minutes of fun. It won't be any fun without you. We're going to look back at the Cowboys. We're going to hear a little bit of news outside of the NFL and some words from the ESPN pundits about how Jerry and Micah get along. Hold on, we got stuff to do. This is the Morning Huddle. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You feeling good this morning? You wake up, nothing paining you? That's not me, unfortunately. I spent the last 3 days running around in sand. My body's not built for that, and I woke up sore today. And I'll tell you what, if it lingers, I'm going to go see Arasti, because Arasti, these guys are experts at getting folks out of pain. And it doesn't matter the type. If it's a soft tissue injury, a sprain or a strain, my goodness, so many of us limp around and just hope it'll get better with a little bit of tape and some ice. You know, Arasti can speed that process and get you back in the game much quicker. But it's those other things that people don't think are fixable. Maybe you've had lower back issues like me and have just realized, I know how to fix it. It's going to take some time, but I'll get out of it. No, you don't need to wait anymore. Arasti can fix you and fix you fast. Did you know, on average, Arasti patients get back in the game in under 4 visits? My goodness, 99% of Arasti patients would recommend them to friends and family. There's no higher recommendation than that. You always get a full evaluation. Arasti accepts most insurances. I wonder what you're waiting on, because you don't even need a referral. Write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. You call now. You probably get in today. I bet there's a provider less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. You can prove that by going to Arasti.com. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix. It's called Arasti. Call them now. They're going to get you fixed, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, after a so-so start to the preseason, what are the Cowboys doing to make things better?
We'll talk about that with Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk. She'll join us at 5:15.
Any movement at all with Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones?
It's like talking Mayor Jones and Project Marvel.
Ouch.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you have back-to-school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop, because Macy's has back-to-school styles from brands like Nike and Jordan, must-have denim from Levi's and Good American, and now Macy's has Abercrombie Kids too. It's all in one place, all at great prices. And here's another reason to come in. If you're already at Macy's and you saved so much, you could stop by the fragrance counter and pick up something for yourself too. The best back-to-school styles are here now at Macy's.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
It's the last weekend of quarter horse racing season at Retama Park. And every Saturday night, cheer on the Wheatie Dogs as they race for big prizes. Nothing beats quarter horse racing when you get playpen rewards with every wager. For all the details, visit retamapark.com.
It's your city and your budget. Meet us in your neighborhood for a town hall meeting in August to learn about the proposed budget. Find the dates and locations at sa.gov/budget or call 311. See you there.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last two, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, hello. Listen to my voice talking to you about the new Old Spice NFL collection at Walmart. Now listen to my smell. I smell like NFL stars Jared Goff, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, CJ Stroud, and George Kittle. I smell like greatness. Why? Because I'm wearing Old Spice's new NFL collection. How can you put the greatness of the NFL into a smell, you ask? You can't. But Old Spice can, and they did. Smell like Suntal and Speed, Driftwood and Drive, Sea Ties and Toughness with the Old Spice NFL collection available at Walmart. Smell like the greatest smell in the NFL with Old Spice.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys are back home from training camp for their second preseason game, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The
NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's New Year's Day. Not quite. It's the Morning Huddle. At least half of us. 2/3 of us are here. I couldn't believe the news either when I got the text. 8 o'clock last night. Another one at 4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, I was asleep already.
And AJ was not going to be able to make it. Evidently, his formula was a little strong, and he was spitting up this morning. A little fussy.
He ran out of diapers.
He ran out of, he didn't have his Oreos and his Cheerios this morning, so he got a little fussy. He's staying home from school. Hope everybody survived the drop-off this morning. I'm so glad I'm not doing that.
Just wait till the grandkids come.
They're coming eventually. I'm not going to. I'll do the pickups. I won't do the drop-offs. So the day ends in Y. Today's Tuesday, yeah. So we have to talk about Micah. No news on the Western Front, but here's where we sit. And those that know keep telling us that things are getting worse by the day. I don't know. I think it's probably about the same. Somebody eventually will
give in.
We'll give in this game of chicken. But let's listen to some sound now. Let's listen to Adam Schefter was on Pat McAfee. Let's do McAfee 1.
Okay.
This is Shefty talking about where we stand today as opposed where we were back in March with the Micah Jerry standoff.
I think Jerry feels like they had the makings of a deal, if not an agreement in place. He talked to reporters last week about the fact that when he bought the Cowboys, it was a handshake deal. That's what he said. And he's done a lot of handshake deals over time. And again, Micah feels like he never saw a contract, never agreed to anything. His agent never signed off on anything. And so there are a whole host of issues there. And again, you mentioned Micah's draft class. If you look it up, look at all the players around him and in front of him that have already been paid. Any good player in front of him, from Jamar Chase to Devontae Smith to Penei Sewell to J.C. Horn, Surtain, they've all been paid already. And Micah has not been. And so he's watching his draft class all get paid. He's watching the top pass rushers across the league, whether it's Max Crosby, Danielle Hunter, Miles, T.J. Watt, all get paid, and he's not. Not only is he not paid, his own team is not even talking to him, and he feels insulted by what they've said about him in the summer. So, again, I just think it's a situation that's gone the opposite direction, and they're further apart from a deal today than they were in, let's just say, March or early April.
Okay, that's Shefty, and by just appearances, you'd believe that they're getting further apart. I don't know if they're getting further apart. I do think that the best thing about the hold-ins now is that daily, is he or isn't he? Is he out? Is he practicing? Is he standing out there? Where is he? I think that it improves the drama of training camp far more than the holdout. As interesting as it was when was it Zeke that went to Baja, was running around in the sand one training camp? As interesting as those holdouts are when they're not in camp, it's far more, pertinent, relevant when the two dudes that are fighting each other, that are either negotiating or acting like they want to negotiate, are within 50 yards of each other. I mean, they can't help but see each other. It's part of the day-to-day. They're running around the same complex. You know, you listen to Dan Orlovsky, and I think he's right, and even Jerry has reflected on this. Dan and I agree. I don't think they like each other right now.
I don't think they like them. I don't think they like each other. I could be dead wrong. I just don't.
It's gotten personal to the point that you're making.
But that gets personal. A lot of that money stuff gets personal. There's something that feels like he doesn't like them, they don't like him. It is a personal dislike that isn't attached to just money.
Right, but
trade request is 10 days ago and we haven't talked.
Right, but if we're running the Cowboys, like you talk about Super Bowl windows, I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl team, but they have zero chance without Micah Parsons. You know.
So that's my question. How? Do they want to sign Micah Parsons? I'm not talking about the talent, the production. Do they want to sign Micah?
See, one thing in this national argument is all of this needs to be predicated by Micah's under contract.
He's getting paid anyway, yeah.
He's gonna make $26 million. He hasn't get paid, but when he does get paid, because he's the last in line by design. If you're the last in line, that means you get the mostest. That's how the NFL works. The next guy or the last guy to get paid is the guy that got most. And you got paid. You're going to get paid after TJ. You're going to get paid after Max, and then it's Micah. That's how this works. And by design, I would assume by your agent, this is how it's supposed to go. Now you can talk about I'd have taken less. I don't believe that for a second, but you could say that I'd have played for less if you'd have given it to me, but you didn't offer it. No, by design. The next guy up gets paid the most, and because TJ and Max have already gotten paid, you're going to get the most. You're going to get it. But no, they don't like each other right now. And I've told you, this is from them that are inside. There have been things that Jerry asked him to do that he has, up until a point, lived up to. But I think Jerry's going to make him earn it under duress. Yeah, it's easy to be a great teammate when you're happy and you're fat and you're self-actualized and all the things are moving on. Can you be a team leader when things are hard? When you're holding out, when you're dealing with it, can you still uplift your team? Are you still playing a role? Or are you exactly what Jerry thought you were back in March when he called you in and didn't dispute your talent, disputed your teamsmanship? How long are you part of the team? Are you a leader? I don't think anybody will ever, I know no one's ever going to argue about Micah's ability on the field. We know the numbers line up. He's one of the best to ever do it. And I think Jerry will be the first to announce that, but I think it's about you're going to have to live up to certain things if you're going to be the highest paid non-quarterback. And one of those is you're going to have to lead this team, not by just play on the field, but what are you doing in May? What are you doing in the weight room on Tuesdays? What are you doing when things are at its worst? Are you in another room with your headphones on going to do your podcast? Because there's going to be a down part of this year. When people are pointing fingers everywhere to the new coach, to the quarterback, are you going to be there and stand there and say, it's on me, I'm the leader, we're going to go do something? You haven't so far. You've talked a good game on your podcast. You've said some things. Do they not like each other right now? No, I don't think they like each other right now. But I'll tell you what, somebody write me a $250 million check, I fall in love pretty quick. Right? You know, somebody offered me $150 million and 90 of it guaranteed. I kind of love you.
No brainer.
I'll write you a Christmas card. So this dislike thing can kind of, it'll go by the wayside. But if it doesn't, and the word trade starts getting bandied around, let me tell you, Shefty was on McAfee. He talked about if you're not going to pay, you might want to make the trade. Listen to this.
3 weeks from Thursday night against the Philadelphia Eagles, and Jerry Jones himself has said that he doesn't know and might not expect Micah to play in that opening game against the Eagles. And so now they're making no progress. They're not talking about a new deal. And unless things change, you have to wonder where this is going. The Cowboys have said, they're not interested in trading him. They're not. That's what they say. But at some point in time, if you're not going to sign the guy, then you're going to move the guy. There's two choices: sign him or trade him.
Yes. You have two choices: to sign him or trade him. But what nobody brings up, for the sake of the debate, for the talk, is Jerry doesn't have to do anything till next year. This isn't Micah waiting for a contract. He's under contract.
He's going to play.
He might hold out for 8 or so games, but that doesn't help him. And you certainly don't want to come out and lay an egg in your contract year. So what we continue to forget, well, not forget, but to conveniently put to the side is Jerry doesn't have to do a damn thing. Nothing. He doesn't have to do nothing for well over a year and 3 weeks. He has a full year and 3 weeks if we just go by the calendar this year. We're 3 weeks before he needs to sign him. There's a month before we need to sign him. And we could add a year onto that before Jerry has to do anything. And unless this is a true Godfather offer, an absolute Khalil Mack 5 number ones, a kind of Herschel Walker deal, there isn't a deal big enough for Micah because Jerry doesn't have to do anything. And one thing we know about Jerry more than anything else is, one, he always folds, and two, he says it more often than anybody. Deadlines make deals. Yep. The deadline's a year away. Now, you will have to put up with a fair amount. I mean, Micah won't go easy into that good night if he doesn't get his contract. There'll be a hell to pay inside, and we talk about being a leader. I wouldn't expect him to live up to anything at that point. You're going to lose it all. So Jerry's playing some brinksmanship here as far as having the most talented, one of the top 3 talented guys in football on defense, probably top 2 at his position, bitching and breaking up your locker room. That's far worse than paying him and him not playing. So this debate continues, but the fact of the matter is, with all of it, don't forget that Jerry doesn't have to do anything. And he's acting like it. I don't got to do anything. If it happens at the beginning of the year, I don't know. But when we're talking the kind of money we're getting at, $150 million or better, Jerry's going to take his time, good, bad, or indifferent. That's just what he does. Now, you want to get some perspective on where Micah is. Cam Hayward, superstar at his own position, still in a situation where it doesn't matter where you are. Sometimes the number just does not match where you need to be. Listen to Cam Hayward to get yourself some perspective on where Micah is.
Looking for my contract to be addressed. Honestly, looking to be valued. In my eyes, when I look around and, at my position, I think I'm 22nd as a D-tackle. I'm 36 as a D lineman. And I know what I bring to this team and what I'm capable of on and off the field. And so it's hard for me to, having after the year I've had, to really justify playing at the number I'm playing at. I understand I signed a contract last year. But to be completely honest with you, when I signed that, I told them, when I have an all-pro year, expect me to come back. And you can look at the contract and see what it was, but I think everybody kind of giggled a little bit, but in my heads, I used it as motivation to go out there and prove it.
Now, different situations for sure. Cam Hayward is winding down a Hall of Fame career. He might not be first ballot, but Cam Hayward, I think, is widely considered one of the best linemen in football. And he signed a contract last year. He's 36. This is his last deal. There's nothing else coming. But he's in a situation where if I don't get this one, there's nothing else. I'm not going to get another deal of any kind of measure. And he's in a position now. I don't know if he has more leverage than Micah because I don't know what Pittsburgh's expectations are. I don't know what they think is going to happen, but I don't think that they have the kind of outlook that the Cowboys have. But as far as importance to the roster, importance to the team, importance to what the Pittsburgh Steelers even represent, Cam Hayward is all of that. And he'll miss games because this is brinksmanship at his finest. I mean, it's now or never for Cam. And I can envision him going to the match where Micah, it's not now or never. He's got money coming. When he signs, and he will sign, whether it's with the Cowboys or somebody else, Micah knows that he's going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in football. Whether the Cowboys offer him the deal next year, whether they offer it to him now, whatever it is. And he also knows in the back of his mind, the longer I wait, if I go another year, I'll get paid more. And I'll make $20 million in the meantime. So Micah's only, he is not in the same boat as Cam Hayward, but they both kind of represent the same position on their teams. Cam is the long-standing heart and soul of what all the Pittsburgh Steelerism is, and probably has a little bit less of a leg to stand on than Micah because Cam's playing out his contract. He got a new one last year. The last contract he thought he was going to sign, we thought it signed last year. Different boat, but both of them have the same kind of hand Without him, both these guys just wrecked. Their team is wrecked. But I think Micah's in a better position. Even though he's not he's threatened to be asked to be traded, but that's de rigueur. Cam's already telling everybody, I'm going to sit out. I don't have another chance. This is my last time at the well. Micah plays his card right. He's got 2 more deals. This one and the next one. If he plays his card right, there's still $500 million to be made for Micah. Cam Hayward is winding things down. Equally important, but in very different strides. Well, we're winding down 4 hours that just happened. So we hadn't had a full contingent of Morning Huddle in well over a week. AJ was gone today. I'm feeling comfortable he'll return in full vim and vigor after yesterday. Vic, you feeling good after our sojourn?
Oh, yeah. I'm just naturally lazy.
Yeah, me too. Hey, Brigade Bar, grade the show today with just one of us. I bet my show was better than AJ's yesterday because I had a voice all the way through. You could actually still understand me. At least AJ sounded like Fester by the end of the day. Uncle Fester.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the radio at all on my vacation.
Some of us are tougher.
Yeah.
Some of us, just going to layabouts. AJ's a little bit of a layabout, a little soft. We'll overcome. Some of us, come to work ready to go. I'm not saying I'm one of those, but some of us are. Some of us are listening. I do want to thank for everybody. Oh, by the way, I got another text. Yeah, we're fixing that thing. We're going to be giving away those Dallas Cowboy tickets. You will be able to register post-haste. But while you were going, one more time, our golf tournament, I've got a bet going. I'm going to put some money down that we're going to sell out by September the 15th. So help me out with that. Anything I win, you'll win at the tournament. I'll buy the first round. But we got to sell it out by the 15th of September. 2 weeks. Hey, thanks for everybody involved with today's train wreck. We're going to do so much better tomorrow. Vic, enjoy your nap.
I will.
AJ,
Definitely.
Enjoy your tang. We'll be back tomorrow. It's been the Huddle.